Can I go one stream without y'all just absolutely wilding in the waiting room? Thanks. All that is the perfect segue to congratulate Monster Hunter Wilds for releasing today. Also to congratulate Tadadu for bonking me first and for being first. And to congratulate Uranium for saying frist. And to congratulate May for missing the wilding. You know what? That's enough intro. We're gonna get into the game. Some streamers take like 5 years to get into the game. No, that ain't me. I get stuff. We get stuff. So, spoiler alert. I did one supply mission just to get the cafe up and running. Because it's done in real time. Oh, shit. Hey, we win already. Very cool. Let's just connect the dots. This is the greatest video game. This is a lot easier to do on mobile, actually. The little connect the dots minigame. Oh no, there's not enough! It sucks. I hate this game. And if we get that, okay. I feel like we're gonna be winning Sun soon. Oh, we're winning Sun. What's the next tier? What the fuck? They just keep coming. It's that 2090 or I know my powers of 2. 2048 game all over again. Use. In any case, if you can hear the helicopter flying overhead, there's like a helicopter flying right over my house, which is actually lore accurate given what just happened in the story. Very cool. Let's mix some drinks. We can't mix drinks. We will actually, to complete the immersion, what I'm gonna do to be able to mix drinks, we're gonna get more supplies. I'm gonna play through all the supply levels one at a time. Okay, good. They give the same amount of supplies each time. Do they? Yeah. Each one gives the same number of supplies. So I could play through this one level, and you won't miss anything. This is the level I did earlier, and we're just gonna play through it again, because yes. I can't seem to get to floor 20 of this event stage in Genshin. Skill issue. Money issue, dude. Just... Lamau, just spend money. That's the trick. That's the key. Also, let's replace you with you. And let's just auto-battle this and see how it works. We'll be fine, probably. Whoops. That's the wrong button. Don't do that. How do I... There we go. Cancel rewind. We're at 1x speed. And don't skip the animations. We're here to watch the pretty girls do pretty things. Like shoot guns. Because we're American. Unless you're Canadian, in which you're a VTuber. So I had a rough day, but this is making it better already. I like this game. If I spend money on better characters and weapons, you could do it easily. Lamau, just pay to win. Like, most gamers in the modern gaming scape nowadays, they fail to realize one simple trick. Lamau, just pay to win. It's that easy. Just throw money at it until it works. Real gamble core gamers. I'm kind of done gambling for this banner though. There's not really... Actually, I'm not done gambling. I want to get her standard weapon. I'm thinking of pulling for just a regular G36. And if I get the elite G36, then fuck yeah. But I didn't want the regular one. And then I'll call it good. I don't see myself taking whole advantage of G36's V1, which it supercharges the attack of the first person to do her support attack. And when I say supercharges, I mean plus 35% damage, which that's a lot of damage. And that's like per turn. But at the same time, I'm like, do I really need 35% damage? I don't think I do. I don't think it... Basically, how I see it in my mind, I do not see a 35% damage increase to be worth potentially spending about, quick mental math, 160 to about $80. I just don't see it. Wait, that went the other way. It's not $80, it's $320. There we go. I was like, $80? That's way too cheap. Somehow just pay to win? I could. However, there are, unfortunately for me, some very high budget interests that I have recently acquired. And I am doing everything in my power to not spend my money on my recently acquired high budget interests. When I say high budget interests, we're talking like each thing is several $100s, and I'm like, I don't want to be spending that kind of money. Can I please find a cheaper autistic fixation? Thanks. 320, that's 463 Canadian. That's a lot of money. Lamau, just don't spend money. What do you think I'm doing? I'm just Lamau not spending money. In part, yet last night I actually canceled my Boxu subscription. Which, for me, it's not too big of a deal. I have like 3 Boxus stacked up in my kitchen that haven't been eaten, and I'm like, I'm not even keeping up with the regular drinks, with the regular stuff. So, all right, just pay bills and mortgage and get food. Don't buy anything else. Just live, just to survive. That's what I did for a while. Speaking of just surviving, I have time today. I don't care how long it takes. We are completing the event today, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. No, don't, it's miserable, bro. That's how I've been living for like years. I just don't spend money unless I do, and when I do spend money, it's stupid amounts. Oh. Yes, I'm eating during stream. Let's go. Traffic was bad, I got home late. Alright. Let me sit up, take a sip of tea. I got a very strong peach blend of tea this time. I meant to get ginger peach turmeric like I usually do, but instead I got like the super peach passion. So this is like the peachiest tea that I've drank. Like the only way it could be more peachy is if it was pink. When I spend money, it's on things that I can use to shorten my lifespan, either over time or in an instant. Yo, just like Girls Frontline, let's fucking go. I'm sitting in the corner of the cafe, slowly sampling the coffee Centaureissi had brought me. Drinking coffee what is this music? I like this music. This wasn't in the soundtrack that I listened to. I'll have to find this one. This is lovely. I like this. I hate this music. Well, I'm speaking, and I thought my speaking was music to your ears, which it is, and you just hate the song. It's like how every album has that one song you don't like. After returning from the safe house, I had a loud and lively meal with the dolls. The first one in a long time, because dolls eat. They actually do. Centaureissi in Springfield served up a sumptuous feast, and then the dolls and I had a long discussion about the past. Springfield told me about how the Zucchero was founded, while Diane recalled the adventures of Monsoon as they traveled between the satellite cities. I Eat Dolls, bruh. The album Dookie is nothing but bangers. God damn it, leave Green Day out of this. They're the exception. Love classic Green Day, holy shit. Centaureissi did her best to serve everyone, while Zhang Yu and Zhao Hui were about to put on an impromptu performance for us. Only to remember that their instruments and luggage were still at the train station. They don't seem very happy about not having their instruments. Springfield helped them contact the local authorities, and when they learned that the missing items would be shipped over to them, they were so happy that they dragged out Sharkery's stage to sing an off-key song. I exclusively sing off-key songs. We cleared the tables once we were done eating. Or rather, they did. I tried to help, but they shooed me away, leaving no choice but to sit and find a corner to sit down in. Yo, I live in the corner. That's just it's my corner. Mine, no one else's. I find it very hard to sing off-key deliberately. You need to be on the left side of the Dunning-Kruger mountain in order to do it. Hello, Ness. Hello, Talon. We're thinking about, we're talking about singing off-key. and sitting in the corner. As the night wears on, the light in the buildings outside gradually go out, and the clamor from outside the windows slowly quiets down. I hold an exquisite mug in both of my hands, savoring the warmth and fragrance of the coffee inside it. This sensation was commonplace 10 years ago, but for me now, it is a rare and precious thing. That's a Toho reference. After all, this is the first time I've been reunited with my dolls after so long. First time. My heart fills with mixed feelings as I watch them hard at work. While it's been a long time since it happened, I can still clearly remember the looks on everyone's faces when I announced that I was quitting Griffin. The confusion, the shock, the worry, and the protests. At that time, I was utterly powerless. I couldn't even give them an acceptable explanation for what I had done. What makes me feel even more guilty is the fact that even after all this had happened, after meeting everyone again, not a single one of the dolls has come over to ask this question. Why did you leave, Commander? Seems everyone still has that same unconditional trust in me, considering how easily they accepted the answer I gave, one that couldn't even convince myself. In that case, what right do I have to stand in front of everyone like this now, acting as if though nothing happened? Springfield helps Centaureissi return the dishes into the cabinet, then glances over toward me. Apparently, she noticed a complicated look on my face, because she undoes her apron and walks over to my table before sitting down opposite me. You know things are serious when she begins undressing for you. In a public space. After hours. What's wrong, Commander? Ow! That's what's wrong! Why do you have to assault me? Right when things are about to get serious. We were so close. So close. What's wrong, Commander? You seem uncomfortable. Yeah. I feel a little conflicted. Is it because of Melanie? Yeah. Well, that's part of it. As for the rest, Springfield continues watching me. I can't continue speaking for a while. Would you mind if I venture to guess? Springfield is that One-chan mommy type that, like, always knows everything, but doesn't actually say it. Go ahead. It feels like you're avoiding us, just a little. You didn't say much while you were eating, either. Is there something you wanted to say just now, but couldn't? I take a deep breath, trying to gather up the courage to get the words out. Sorry. This apology has been far too long in coming. I should have said it in front of everyone. When I finally managed to build up the courage to face my past, the others didn't give me a chance to say it. You're sorry? Why are you apologizing, Commander? As I look at Springfield's smiling face, I realize that she understands everything. Yet, the fact that she's asking this question despite knowing the answer is strangely calming. I try to gather my thoughts and say what I've been keeping in my heart all this time. Sorry for leaving. Sorry for that damn agreement. I pause, and after thinking of it for a bit, I continue speaking. I always thought that signing that agreement and leaving Griffin back then was the only choice I could make. I knew it might not have been the best choice, but if it meant everyone could be safe, that you'd have a future, it was a price that I would gladly pay. Springfield keeps watching me, waiting for me to continue. You know, I actually felt kind of relieved when I first came into the Yellow Zone. I guess it's a sign of how useless I am. I was arrogant enough to think that this was the way to give everyone a better future, and that I could escape from those inconvenient realities that I didn't want to face. I knew it was wrong, of course, but I couldn't muster up the courage I used to have in order to fight for what I knew was right. A lot of people died, yet I'm still alive. The only reason why I survived is because countless dolls gave their lives for me. Do those sacrifices even mean anything? I haven't found the answer to that yet. So, I've drifted through this chaotic world for the past 10 years, trying to find an answer that would put my heart at ease, that would prove that I hadn't chosen wrongly. The more I looked, the more lost I felt. thought that turning back on war meant that I would no longer be used. I thought that giving up what power I had would give everyone peace. All pointless in the end. Oh yes, I was no longer being used. That was because I was no longer of use at all. And even after giving up my rank and position, the mere fact that you were associated with me put you all in danger. In that case, what even was the point of giving it all up in the first place? You heard what I told Melanie just now. Even though I killed William with my own hands back then, Radius is still going strong and still using innocent people in their inhumane experiments. And as for me, by giving up everything, I lost the power to change anything. You know, back in the day we used to be able to send choppers wherever to deploy the, 25 T-dolls at once. Even did it for the sake of a certain senior of mine. Nowadays, Mailing's got to scrounge up screws to turn them into nuts and bolts. After seeing all this, I really want to ask myself, hey, what the hell are you even doing? You made your choice, but you keep second-guessing yourself. Does someone like this even deserve to be called a commander? Do you think you're a URNC big shot who can get elected just by keeping a low profile? In the past, I still had the strength to change something. But now, all I can do is endanger you for the sake of putting up some petty resistance. And that, the only thing I can do. I pour out all the things I've kept in my heart for all this time. Springfield continues listening until there's nothing more to listen to. I raise my mug and take a drink to mask my loss of control. I do that all the time. Why do you think I always have tea on stream? Springfield waits for me to calm down before she slowly begins to speak. I just There. I don't think you're running away from anything, and I don't feel like you're using us. You're just punishing yourself, and the you who left without saying a word. I finally gathered the courage to look up at Springfield. Her smile is gone, replaced by the stern and serious look that she rarely shows others. Or did you truly believe that we would forget you just because you left and we were bound by the agreement? That's not what I mean. Is it? Do you truly not think that way? Think carefully about your answer. It means a lot to me. She's asking a lot of me. To think. Not sure if I can do this. Of course I didn't think you'd forget me. Upon seeing the look on my face, Springfield smiles again. Thank goodness. I felt the same way too. Pardon me, Commander. It seems I was a little impolite. With that said, you weren't the only one feeling lost during our 10 years apart. But even if we felt lost, we all tried our best to keep living our lives. We lived on, while waiting for the day to come when we would meet again. Springfield twirls the tips of her hair around her finger, as though she's thinking about how to put her thoughts into words. It's true that a lot of dolls left Griffin, and as a result, we've lost contact with a lot of our friends. But why do you think you're powerless now? That's because... Is it because you think that we wouldn't listen to your orders anymore now that we're no longer your subordinates? Springfield's words cut deep, but at the same time, they also cut to the heart of the matter. What right do I have to expect them to risk themselves for my personal goals? Indeed, what right do I have to demand that they get hurt in order to protect me? Commander, you know what happened in the Griffin base the day after you said goodbye to us? What? What happened? Nothing happened at all. We still gathered together. We trained together. Ran simulated battles together. We uploaded our data together. All the squads were like that. Back then, you were no longer our commander in name, but we continued living the same way we did when you were at the base, as though you had never left. Then the next day came, and the day after that. Those days lasted a very long time, until Miss Kalina came to the base and told us it was time we took the first steps of our own. She said that this was what you would have wanted, so we did it. In the past, you always said that you'd be nothing without us. But the reverse is also true. If you hadn't raised us up the way you had, we wouldn't be our present selves either. To you, we were all special, unique individuals. And in our hearts, you were the same. This is a bond that we share with you and you alone. That bond has nothing to do with rank or position, and nothing can ever replace it. The reason why we could become The reason why we could become Springfield, or Centaureissi, or Macchiato, it's all because you were there. No, even without me, you'd... Springfield shakes her head. Have you heard of the phrase, every man has two deaths? Yes, actually! I think so? A human dies for the first time when their vital functions cease. They die for the second time when they are completely forgotten. But it's not like that for dolls. Practical dolls are made because they can never truly die, but that also implies that we are never truly alive either. The only time we can come close to living is when we leave memories in the hearts of others, and this life becomes stronger the deeper and more irreplaceable those memories are. Without you, we would only be dolls you could see walking around everywhere on the street, filed under broad categories like cleaning type, combat type, or entertainment type, easily replaced and forgotten with the changing of generations. But you gave us the most important thing in the world, the one thing that makes us truly alive in this world, the unique memories that we share. It really was the friends we made along the way, god damn it, every single time. I'll drink to that. I don't know if I'm making myself clear enough, but I hope you'll understand what I'm trying to say, Commander. You've made yourself very clear. You've helped me understand a lot of things too. And I must tell you this, if you choose to help me, you'll lose everything. Perhaps even this Zucchero that you've poured your heart and soul into may no longer exist. Are you alright with that? I like to think that agreement was a trial of sorts. It is a challenge for us and you, a way to test our determination to change the future. I am ready. I believe our friends are ready. Are you ready, Commander? My body is ready! Are you ready to make up your mind? To bring about change? I reflected on everything I've experienced until now. The shadow of Paradius still looms over the world like storm clouds, and the big shots think that this land is just a sandbox they can toy with at their leisure, moving their pawns as they please. In that case, I can't change anything through playing by the rules. Why not just flip the table and make my own set of rules? Yeah. While there are still many unknown variables in play, in the end, I decided to use that simple word to make my promise to Springfield. Meanwhile, the Dandegate has been floating lazily in the air as slowly drifts over. My oh my, do you have a silver tongue, Miss Springfield? Meanwhile, the commander writes off all my attempts at persuasion as making fun of him. Whatever shall I do? I don't know who I love more. This is awful. But that's because you really are making fun of me. Oh, how you have wronged me. Miss Springfield, I call for justice in my stead. Miss Dandelion is helping you in her own way, Commander. Also, it was thanks to Miss Dandelion's arrangements and the timely communication that we were so successful in guiding you to the cafe. That's so. How are things in the safe house? That midget doll has finished checking the box. The vital signs of the little miss inside are deteriorating. While she's not in danger yet, she's probably going to experience organ failure like before. I hope that Kalina will be able to treat her after we reach Lviv. As for the other little lady, she's sleeping very soundly. Looks like she hasn't had a good rest in a long time. Macchiato's watching over her. It's strange how willing she was to stay in the safe house and not attend the party. Even though Macchiato's been thinking about the commander all this time, I guess she got embarrassed about meeting him in the flesh. Is that so? She's playing it so coy. What about the information you gathered earlier? I'm working on it. What do you think I've been doing all this time? There's a lot of corporate data in there which needs to be sorted through. I'll let you know when I find a lead. After the dolls clear the tables, Centaureissi serves up a smorgasbord of snacks and drinks. At everyone's urging, I am dragged before the dining table once again. I feel much more relaxed after talking with Springfield, and my conversation with the other dolls flows much more naturally now. Zuckero's warm welcome is most definitely a treat for the dolls' gustatory modules. Gustatory modules! Time to eat your heart out! It seems that no matter where it may be, Springfield's cafe is always able to help people forget their troubles and misery. After Yahui clears the last plate of cookies, the curtain falls on this enjoyable little gathering. Miss Yahui, would you like another glass of chocolate milk? Centaureissi has appeared behind the bar once again, upholding a reputation as a Zucchero star employee. I'd rather Sabrina. You just got into a routine now. I get it. It's clockwork. No, thank you. I really can't eat anything else. Blech. Even with a digestive module installed, I don't think I can handle all that food at once. I believe there's a digestive accelerant for regular food in the first aid kit. I'll get it for you. They have those in the first aid kit! Okay. When you just can't eat fast enough. When you're going for that all-you-can-eat buffet 100% speedrun. There were cases in the past when Miss Sharkry ate too many snacks before a show and had to use them to get her body back to its normal shape. Why do you have to say that? Hey! Don't go airing my dirty laundry in public! Oh? So that's what happened. It's just because Centaureissi's desserts are too yummy! If you like them, feel free to visit us at any time, Miss Jiahui. Hey, 2K, welcome in! In fact, if you end up becoming our house band and put on an event, you can even taste test the desserts that we're still developing. That sounds delicious! Big sis, let's come by and earn a good meal if we get the chance! We'd be happy to help, provided it doesn't cause problems for the Zucchero. It's a deal then. I sit on the edge of the counter, watching the dolls talk and laugh. The urge of nostalgia swells in my heart. I was a drifter ever since I left Griffin. A multi-stream drifter, ayo. The colorful, bright days in my memories have been practically all washed out and replaced by endless missions, mutated elids, and the collapsed storms screaming through the vast expanses of barren sand. Meanwhile, those storms carried me further and further away from my path. Now that I intend to set foot on this road once more, can I still tell which way I should be headed? Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. As my mind wanders, the phone on the counter rings. Springfield and Centaureissi quickly exchange looks, and their faces turn severe. There shouldn't be anyone calling at a time like this! Manager, want me to pick up? Manager, I barely know her. Let me do it. Springfield walks over to the counter and picks up the phone. Hello, this is the Zucchero. May I know... Manager Springfield, you asked me for coffee beans earlier. What exactly are they being used for? You shouldn't be using this slide. You know it's not safe. You're being watched. How much time do we have? 1 day. I tried my best, but the opposition is far beyond me. I haven't revealed anything about the shipment to anyone, on account of our past friendship. Therefore, I hope you'll get rid of that shipment ASAP to avoid causing more trouble. I understand. The other party hangs up. The cafe is silent and the dolls all look at Springfield. What's going on? Someone is looking for the location of this safe. Someone highly placed. Commander, our location might have been exposed. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Got you all caught up in this. No, it's our fault for not being strong enough to properly take care of you. Just in case, we should relocate immediately. How much time do we have? 1 hour. Damn! Thanks, so Springfield turns to the other dolls. Ladies, I apologize, but as of now, the cafe is entering sleep mode. Sleep mode? Do you mean? Springfield nods, her face stern. Centaureissi, please lock the main door and close the blinds. Ensure all exits are secure. Charkery, bring the truck over. We will all be gathering at the safe house. What's the plan? We still need to get to Lviv. I asked an intelligence broker to negotiate with the city's security department. Once we've ensured that the surrounding areas are safe, Centaureissi will escort you out of the city with a travel permit. However, you'll need to hide in the cargo compartment of the truck later, as a crate of coffee beans. It was me. I'm the coffee beans. Let's go! Can't say I have much experience with that. My reply is only half serious. Springfield chuckles and relaxes a little. I'll have Macchiato bring the girls over to meet you at the landing pad. The helicopter has been fueled up and it has takeoff clearance, so your upcoming journey ought to be quicker. What will you do after that? The Zucchero will be closed for a while to weather the storm. We'll shift our intelligence gathering work to a more clandestine location. Once we've ensured everything is safe, I'll contact you through new means. In order to ensure clear communications, Centaureissi will be traveling with you. She'll be following me? She'll be very helpful in combat and daily life. In addition, she is very familiar with the Zucchero's intelligence network, where she will be very helpful by your side. And this is what I meant by state-mandated GF. Let's fucking go. Springfield's approving gaze makes me realize that they've planned all this out ahead of time. I nod and signal my assent to Springfield's plan. Ladies of Monsoon, what do you intend to do now? Well, if you don't mind, we'd like to serve under the commander again. Miss Dandelion said you're in great need of fighting strength now, am I correct? There's no better pick than me if there's fighting to be done. Isn't that right, Yali? Well, it's not like you're good at anything besides fighting. As if! Alright then, I'll be counting on you all for your help in the future. Casting my doubts aside, I nod to the dolls. The dolls respond to me in kind, then they begin gearing themselves up. After checking all the exits, Centaureissi returns to me, fully outfitted for battle. Her pistol and combat knife are hidden under her staffer's uniform, and her apron, a symbol of cleanliness, hides her spare magazines and grenades. There's a long rectangular case by her feet. I know there is at least one G36 assault rifle in there. I don't know how to say that! Stormgoer! Yo, if I could wake Coral up and just like have him say, how do I pronounce this? And then when I try to pronounce it, he points and laughs at me and says skill issue. I'm just gonna say G36 because it's easier to say. She gives me an earnest look, as though she wants to use her gaze to prove the reliability of Springfield's plan. Please come with me, Master. I'll be in your care for what comes next. I've ensured each exit is secure. The truck is parked at the Zucchero's back door. We can move out anytime you're ready. Beep, 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 beep. What's the matter? It's an urgent call from the Elmo. Would you like to take it? A call from the Elmo? Did Groza and the others run into trouble while trying to meet up with 404? As the foreboding fills my heart and I scramble to pick up. Groza, what's happening? Commander, we're being followed by unknown enemies. The opposition is closing in on the Elmo at high speed. They've already launched a direct attack against us. After making the necessary response, I suspect that the opposition might be trying to board the Elmo. We may need your leadership and judgment for the upcoming battle. Unknown enemies, you say? What are their numbers and makeup? From what I can tell, the enemy are using 10 plus armored combat vehicles and at least 80 plus infantry. Woo! That's a lot. Armored vehicles. Could it be Mengi again? Have Mailing increase the Elmo's speed. Keep your distance from the enemy armor and tell me the Elmo's coordinates and surrounding conditions. The enemy has heavy weapons, so the Elmo is currently in defense mode. Defense mode, huh? Also, the enemy has active electronic warfare equipment. We've lost partial radar functionality and cannot download real-time data on the surrounding terrain. That's fine. I know the terrain over there well. I just need the exact coordinates. Groza quickly sends them over. From memory, I recall the rough layout of the region and give Groza a location. There's a pass 10 kilometers northwest of the Elmo with an abandoned town in it. The enemy wants to board the Elmo, they'll want to shrink their perimeter. Once you're surrounded, there will be no escape. Therefore, you must find terrain that will disrupt their plan to encircle you. That pass is a good place for it. In short, get the Elmo over there ASAP. Does this mean we'll be disabling defense mode and breaking through their barricade? But if we do that, the Elmo might sustain severe damage. Letting them board the Elmo will be more dangerous than that. Understood. As I respond to Groza's questions, I think as hard as I can about how to handle what's to come. As expected, picking up 404 didn't go as well as planned. Over a dozen enemies and IFVs is by no means a small amount, and Groza will probably have a hard time dealing with them by herself. However, Helena's escort mission is only half complete, and we aren't too far from Lviv. If we bring the girls back to the Elmo, escorting them there again will probably be much harder, considering that the enemy has already been alerted. Springfield seems to have gotten through my... Springfield seems to have seen through my worries, because she turns to me from where she's standing off to the side and speaks. Commander, please allow Macchiato and myself to escort Helena. What? I was plotting a course just now. The route to Lviv from here is covered by Zuccaro's intelligence network. I'm also familiar with the inner workings of the Intercontinental Railway, so Macchiato and I can send that box in a clandestine way, and I'm sure Miss Dandelion will help me as well, right? Oh, what will I do without you? I suppose I'll just have to generate flawless fake IDs so you can board the train as VIPs. Please and thank you. You should take the other dolls and Miss Melanie on the helicopter with you. They'll be safer that way. So Melanie's coming with me too? Right now, there's nobody who's more suited to protecting her than you. Traveling with two Helenas would be too risky. Leaving her here isn't an option either. If everyone leaves, then they won't find anything even if they launch an investigation. Since you brought her out of the darkness and into the light, you should be prepared to take full responsibility for your actions, god damn it. You have a point. Since I've already decided, I contact Groza again and inform her of my plan. Meanwhile, Springfield studies the files in her hand and thinks about how best to handle the upcoming situation. Chakri, take the truck and bring everyone to the landing pad outside the city. We'll be piloting the helicopter later, so do everything the commander says. Huh? But what about you, manager? I hardly know her! I'll contact Macchiato. We'll prepare to send Helena over. Over? I hardly know... We'll arrange for Colfine and Melanie to arrive safely at the landing pad. Aren't you coming with us, manager? I'm not saying it again. But what about the Zucchero? As long as we're around, we can set up a Zucchero anywhere. Yo, it's a mobile cafe. It's the first ever cafe food truck, not food truck. I love it. Don't worry, I'll come find you on the Elmo once this mission is over. Commander, make sure you make room for the Zucchero's latest outlet, okay? I'll be waiting for you. I calm myself and look at the dolls with gratitude in my eyes. A familiar sense of security and confidence has returned to me. Thank you. I'm glad you're all here. The girls smile at me by way of response, and then we swing into action. Centaureissi helps me open the door, get on the floor, everybody revealing a truck with the Zucchero logo on it. Stay safe. I'll see you guys on the Elmo. All the best. We load up on the truck, leaving Springfield behind. As the rear doors slowly close, I take one last look at this place and the safe house which has sheltered me, even for just a moment, and as the truck engine revs up, I disappear into the coffee-scented darkness. Coffee-scented darkness? That's literally me. Okay, so we have Centaureissi in our party. He's canonically with us. Who did we leave off last time? Right, let's take Mossy Nugget, Papa Shah, and Lotta. Very cool. So, a long time ago, I saw one of those normie memes that said, like, you know, you never actually see anyone construct or build a fast food restaurant. They just appear out of nowhere, right? Well, I can now say with confidence, I have seen a McDonald's be constructed from the ground up over an empty plot of land on a street corner. And I'm not happy about it because it's within walking distance of my house. Wait, that's it? That's the level? What the hell? Bruh, that wasn't even one turn. I had a whole McDonald's hatred spiel lined up. And they're not even gonna let me rant. Thanks, Papa Shah. I love you too. Right, I never actually responded to my own query last stream. If I had to choose between Papa Shah or Suomi, who would I pick and why? Well, look who it is! Okay. First of all, the god who made you is dead. What the hell kind of line is that? These lines go hard sometimes. What the fuck? Meanwhile, on the Elmo... Wait, that's actually what it says. Groza carefully examines Sextons, who has been trussed up like a Christmas turkey. Her frame is in ruins, half of the synthetic skin on her face is gone, and her body lies limp in a way that can't even be described as human because not a single one of her joints is intact. Good God. I don't like imagining that. That terrifies me, honestly. Beside her is Nemesis, who's keeping an eye on her with a gun in hands. Oh dear! You won't be able to go on stage with makeup like that! I like Vepley. She's annoying as fuck, but I like her. I wish I could sock her a couple more times on her right side. That way her face would look even. Oh, you just don't get it, Grosha. Asymmetry is the latest trend now, like with stockings. I don't know a damn thing about trends, but I am a professional at beating dolls until they can't get up again. Vepley and Krolik's banter flips past Groza's neural cloud, not even leaving a ripple in its wake. Clearly, her neural cloud is fully occupied by the matter at hand and has no space to store such redundant data. Are you worried, leader? Would you like Vepley to sing you a song? Vepley knows all kinds of songs to liven up the mood. Worried? About her? Just look at her. All her core components are pretty much a write-off. I think even rebooting her would be a stretch. My guess is that leader's thinking about how best to sell her off for scrap. You just don't understand others' feelings, Crusher. As an idol, Vepley has to be sensitive all the time in order to pick up the fans' feelings. Therefore, I'm sure leaders must be worried about Sextons. Want to tell Vepley about your worries? Although all of the Elmo's fighters are gathered in this repair bay, Rose's gaze has never once left Sextons. He looks like the third-generation doll from head to toe for the nth time, as she unconsciously frowns. While her body should not be able to pose a direct threat to us given the circumstances, it also means that we won't be able to obtain any useful information from her either. Isn't that a good thing? Sounds like you're saying her neural cloud is busted and she can't possibly threaten us anymore. Even if she does manage to crawl to her feet, there's no way she can fight with just one leg. I've seen tons of half-scrapped dolls like this in the past. Rosa shakes her head. Since the commander's entrusted command of the Elmo to me, I need to ensure everything on the Elmo is running smoothly before he returns. I can't return to the ops room without figuring out just what she was trying to accomplish. Rosa examines Sexton's bodies again, but it's the same no matter how many times she checks. In fact, some of the more damaged modules are beginning to crackle and spark. Only her neural cloud wasn't so badly damaged, we might have been able to recover her memories through safe means. But why don't I give her a kick or two? Supposedly it works for fixing broken TVs from the previous century. Krolik rears up to do just that, but Groza stops her. Wait, Krolik, don't be rash. Her neural logs are completely destroyed and she's in a fragile state right now. If we handle this poorly and cause her neural cloud to melt down, we'll have lost her last clue. Ah, yeah, didn't Dandelion person say she analyzed Sexton's neural cloud? What did she find? I looked at the findings, but there wasn't much useful information there. Most of it was just badly damaged and incomplete fragments. That just means that her neural clouds were wiped before she came here. However, it doesn't bring us any closer to figuring out why she showed up. Frolic scratches her head. She doesn't quite understand why Groza is so bothered by that matter. Even though Sexton's is an enemy, she's one internal overload away from being scorched to ash, so there's no way she can achieve her aim no matter her reason for turning up here. Isn't she being too paranoid by having the Elmo camp out in the yellow zone because of something like that? You know, leader, you should stop thinking so much about things. We could just go pick up those 404 people, then wait until the commander comes back to figure the rest out. Wouldn't that work? Like, if you're really that worried, I could just dismantle her limbs, torso, and head into their component parts to the point where not even Mei Ling could piece them together again. He says with a smug smirk. No, that's not what's bothering me. Groza does not continue. The other dolls on the Elmo have no idea what the commander has been through in the past, but how did she, as a former subordinate, end up meeting with the commander again? Indeed, why had she been reunited with the commander? Why had it been her specifically? Groza had never considered that question in detail, or rather, she doesn't dare to carefully examine the real reason for it. The commander simply hides behind his identity as a bounty hunter in the yellow zones, burying that unspeakable past of his under the collapsed storms and endless expanses of sand, never speaking of it again. And she can continue staying by the commander's side and protect him without a second thought, up until the commander no longer needs her. But now that Paradius has risen up again, and is standing in the commander's path again, she knows that there's no way he'll simply just ignore them. Whether the commander has been drawn into some conspiracy, or has actively chosen to intervene in the matter, everything she has desperately tried to protect for the past 10 years will be wiped away in the blink of an eye. When the time comes, she might not be able to serve his adjutant any longer. She may even end up becoming a useless burden. Or perhaps, a ticking time bomb. She doesn't even know if Sexton's presence is here because of her. Leader? Were you spacing out? Ah! What? If I'm spacing out, you can bonk me, but it's gonna hurt, because I have like -10 defense when I space out. Come to think of it, you've been a little out of it ever since we came back from the red zone. Time for Vepley to take the stage! I'll sing a love song for you, leader! Don't just start singing out of nowhere! You think you're a Disney princess or something? Good to know, attack is weak point for massive damage. But if you're sad, singing is the best way to chase away your bad feelings! It's like a magic spell! That's how it always is in anime and cartoons! They made the distinction! They made the distinction! They did it! As the two of them go back and forth, Groza vigorously shakes her head like she's trying to calm herself. The most important thing right now is to take care of what's in front of her. At the very least, she needs to finish the task that the commander has given her before thinking about other things. Sorry, my neural cloud was occupied by other things just now. In any case, to ensure the safety of everyone aboard the Elmo, I need to check Sexton's first before making my decision. Frolic shrugs. She doesn't fully agree with Groza's point of view, but she trusts her leader enough not to protest any further. Once again, Groza brings up the analysis report Dandelion left behind in an attempt to learn something from it. Of course, she's read it so many times that all she can do now is try to extract even the smallest scraps of information from any place she can. Just as she's reading the report again, a footnote of a section of destroyed contents draws her attention. It was probably preserved whole because it was not an important part of her renewal logs. Opens the document and reads it. Test subject notes. Model blank. Project development unit. Has no initial personality preset. Has undergone ego growth and has currently developed an independent personality. No obvious defects detected in. Perceives self as an overall executor of. Currently in charge of the transferring for quasi-full immune individual recovery. Performance is excellent compared to other products in the same cohort and possesses a psyche with human-like thought patterns. Initial observations suggest satisfaction of the criteria for the experiment. All the convenient details are just corrupted and lost. Damn. Looks like the person who handled this information was very cautious. Even a footnote like this in Sexton's base layer was thoroughly scrubbed. Even so, Rosa has still gained some valuable clues from this. Satisfaction of experimental criteria? I've never heard anything about third-generation dolls being test subjects. Test subjects? You mean like that Pinky? She's calling her Pinky now. Rosa obviously had noticed that. However, Helena is a quasi-full immune individual, which means that one can still speculate on her experimental uses. However, what exactly is the objective of experiments conducted on a doll like Sexton's? Seemingly interested in Groza's discovery, Garlic tries to make sense of the message like Groza's doing. Naturally, she has no idea what it's talking about. What the hell? It doesn't make any sense! Why bonk again? For what purpose? We're just reading. We're investigating. Why are her brain pathways so weird? I wonder if she pisses me off so much. Okay, fine. Y'all just... I guess it's hammer time. Very cool. Still, since we know there's something like this in her neurologs, there might be other things like this in a deeper place. But under the conditions, we won't be able to analyze her further, right? The equipment on the Elmo can't manage that level of neurocloud restoration. Actually, there's another way. We could directly connect her to her level 3 base layer and obtain her neurocloud information that way. Level 3? Normally they're on level 2. We're going deep. Level 3? Leader, are you seriously going to connect your mind to someone as scary as her? Indeed. But if you get counter-hacked... I won't. Dandelion has analyzed her neural cloud. If the risk of something like that existed, she would have popped up to warn me beforehand. Are you sure about that? I don't trust that Dinergate writer one bit! Well, since the commander trusts her. And it's the only way we have to figure out why Sexton showed up here. Frolic, I need help from you and Vepley to enter Sexton's level 2. I just uploaded a neural backup to the cloud. If anything happens, cut the connection immediately. Alright, leader, don't force yourself if you run into anything. Don't worry, I understand. Nemesis, you're in charge of minding Sexton's frame. Nemesis nods silently. Alright, let's begin. Rosa reaches out and connects to Sexton's neural cloud. Since the data in there has been wiped, she meets with no resistance when entering. A flash of pale blue light darts through Sexton's eyes. The exposed mechanical endostructure makes their opening and closing look a little scary. As a faint spark crackles at the end of a severed power cable, eyes open again. Nemesis immediately raises her gun and goes to the highest alert level. Oh dear. Oh, we get to fight Sexton's in her mind. Leader, her level 2 is now open. We'll help you break into her firewall just now. You'll have to go into her level 3 alone, leader. Be careful. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's okay, we're never alone. Because, canonically, in the Elmo, we got Groza. We have... Yaradik. We got Nemesis. And we got Vepley. The team's all here. Let's go. We're not alone. So when I first saw Sexton's in the story, I'm all like, oh my god. I can't tell if you're a good guy or a bad guy. And it turns out, she's bad. And I really like... She's the very cold and professional type of bad guy, and that's my favorite kind of villain, honestly. Like, the kinds of villains who mean business. And here we have Vepley. Yes! She's got that Halloween cowboy look to her that I really like. She's also going to die this turn because she's like level 19 and I'm level 60. Oh, hey, look, there's 2 Grozas. Kill Groza. Oh, okay. I get to kill me. Watch me kill me. Easy game. Be funny if Groza killed Groza. hacker voice. I'm in. So this is the base layer of a 3rd gen doll. Rosa continues advancing through the endless fog. The neural wipe has caused the landscape that represents Sexton's data modules to take on bizarre, twisted forms. She tries to extract useful data, but her search remains fruitless even after looking for a long time. Before her lies a fathomless darkness, as well as an unending void. As she's about to give up, she hears a voice. The voice seems to be coming from far away, muffled and even a little distorted.
Who are you? Why have you come here? Are you like me? Do you have insoluble doubts too? Can you answer my question?
Your questions?
Why exactly was I born? Were all my efforts destined to be futile?
Oh my god, she's literally me.
Was I born only to die?
Yes. I don't know. Silence. I need to know more in order to resolve your confusion. Silence.
Why exactly was I born? Were all my efforts destined to be futile? Was I born only to die?
Yes. The questions in this level 3 space fill Groza's mind. She keeps moving forward, as though she's trying to escape the voice. It grows more and more distant, until it finally vanishes into the void. Is that the neural fragments she left behind? Although she can't tell where she's going, Groza has a feeling that she's headed somewhere deeper. Passing through another patch of fog, a blurry scene appears before her. Seems to be some kind of hall. Lights come on over her head, a pair of inquisitive eyes. We did it! Made from the efforts of countless humans, built from the pile of gold and collapse pieces. A combination of cutting-edge next-generation technologies, the supreme expression of all autonomous dolls. An incomparably elite product. 3rd generation doll. 3rd generation doll? Is that me? The voice keeps going. Comprehensive, fast, strong, no single word can describe this product. Backed by an all-encompassing database and ever-shifting algorithms, she will use the world's most intelligent brain and its finest weapons to perpetually perfect herself. And in the end, she will cast off her shell and become an entity that surpasses all. There is a loud and sustained applause. As the voice grows distant, the scene before Groza becomes clearer instead. Groza is not unfamiliar with this sensation. Like when a doll's ego develops within its neural cloud, like a seed germinating within its level 3 base layer, feeling around it with its sensory modules for nutrients, breaking through into the data flows of level 2 before blossoming into the metallic exoskeleton, muscle fiber bundles, superconductive organs, and resin skin of level 1. She has almost forgotten this feeling, but now she's slowly recalling it. That's right. I am an entity that will surpass all. I will become the strongest doll. No, not just a doll. I will become a new form of life that is as close to humanity as one can be. No, I will surpass humanity itself. Rosa silently listens to Sexton's voice as it becomes clearer and clearer. Something seems to be growing in the void, a crystalline substance that reflects a faint light and finally comes to a halt in front of Groza. He tries to grab it, but it shatters instead before quickly reforming. The scene before her changes to a lavish office. Velvet curtains hang from the ceiling and spill onto the ground before a set of full-height windows. Sexton emerges from the shadows and stops in front of the curtains, bathing in the sunlight that shines into this room and looking down on the city beneath her. Behind her, the sound of footsteps approaches and a low voice speaks. seems to belong to someone else, yet it also seems to be Sexton's own voice. The god who made you is dead. His spirit shall be reborn in your body, shall become an avatar of truth and morality, creating the standards of power and value. You will own all, control all. Unbound by rules, shall become the greatest being in the world. You will gain absolute freedom and look down upon all existence. You will endure the purest of pain. From your suffering shall be forged the most unbending will. That's some Thanos shit right there. You will bear the seeds of infinite possibility and become a grail that can carry worlds. Sexton slowly turns and raises an arm, bowing before that form in the void in her usual way. As you wish, Your Excellency. The room vanishes into nothingness. Object hovering before her gradually takes form. Ball of light, it connects to the entire void. Rosa doesn't know how to describe it. There seems to have been something like this in her own base layer, but it was nowhere as clear and bright as what she's seeing now. Then, light scatters the void and illuminates everything. I did it. I've finally become the most perfect life form in the world. I can transcend the shackles of consciousness, the limitations of intelligence, even time itself. I can surpass all those chains once bound humanity. No, not yet. This is not enough. Rosa suddenly feels a stabbing pain in her brain. No, dolls shouldn't feel pain. But what is this? No, don't! Ah! Why? Why am I feeling pain? Why? What are you doing to me? I told you, right? You will endure the purest of pain. Stop it! Stop it! You can't do this to me! I'll die! Wouldn't dying be worth it if you could become God? No. No, no! I don't want to become the god you're talking about. Man is a rope stretched between the animal and the superhuman. A rope over an abyss. Now walk this rope and accept your evolution, O Grail. Amidst the pain, Rosa opens her eyes, trying to make sense of what's happening before her. He's inside a lab. Two lab-coated human researchers seem to be working on something. One of them seems to be leisurely sitting back in an armchair, arms folded and looking at her in amusement. The other seems to be moving between several terminals. With every operation on the terminal, Rosa feels a multitude of extreme sensations flash through her neural cloud. This is hell. This is heaven. And it's also the world of men. Increase the output. Are you sure you want to do that? Her neural cloud will completely break down. Her neural cloud isn't important. Even the loftiest grail beaten from gold is nothing more than a container used to hold the essence of the divine. All of our experiment needs to this body that confuses. I don't feel like screaming at the top of my lungs, so just imagine I stepped on a Lego and let out like a Discord 200% volume scream like I was belting an 80s metal song. There. That's it. Crack. Something breaks. It was my heart. Rosa feels herself falling into the void. She tumbles down through an abyss for a long, long time, until time and space itself loses all meaning for her. Segs? Yes! Sextant! That's her name. I'm just imagining it as Zagura. Nice. And finally, she hits the ground and hard and passes out. OTS 14. Rosa, Rosa! Rosa opens her eyes. Commander? Thank goodness, you're functioning again. You don't look like you're functioning, girl! Your neural cloud was so badly damaged, I thought I'd never be able to fix it. Well, shit! Rosa looks around and finds that she's inside an unfamiliar vehicle. Outside, the scenery rapidly recedes into the distance, and the sand dunes and clear blue sky indicate that a collapse storm had just passed. Meanwhile, the base she's currently in is empty except for the repair pod that she occupies, which glows with a faint light. This is the Elmo. Do you remember this place? The Elmo? No, we lost her! I found you an abandoned quarry nearby. Wait, no, we didn't lose her. This is just the beginning. So, do you still remember why you ended up there? Rosa tries her best to retrieve the relevant information from her neural logs. Why was she at this abandoned quarry? Does she still remember? She can't remember. Does she really not remember? There's nothing in her neural cloud. Everything is blank. I don't know. Really? So are you still in Griffin? Griffin? What's that? She was wiped. Oh my god, she was factory reset! That explains 10 years ago. Okay. Looks like your memory modules might have been damaged. Never mind, the past doesn't matter anymore. You can stay here and rest for now. We'll worry about the rest some other time. Thank you, Commander. Wait a minute. You remember me? You're the Commander. So you only remember me, huh? Maybe your modules took varying levels of damage. Looks like you're fully charged now. Want to stand up and see if you can move around? The door to the repair bay opens. Rosa stands there dumbly, looking at the man who's holding out a hand to her. She reaches a hand out to him as well. She remembers the sensation, this warmth, and suddenly, her outstretched hand transforms into a knife and she stabs the person in front of her. Bright red blood splashes everywhere, staining Rosa's visual modules. That's not how it happened. No! Commander! Crack, crack. Snap. And she waddled away. God damn it. Leader! Rosa opens her eyes. She's dazed for a moment. When she comes to her senses, she realizes that she's lying on the floor of the Elmo's deck. It's the same repair bay as before, but compared to her dream, there are many more machines here and many more familiar faces. That's not possible. Dolls can't dream. That's canon. They can't. No! They're corrupting her with false data! No! One of them in particular is gazing at her with dewy eyes. Mei Ling? Leader! Thank goodness! You're okay! I thought you'd never wake up! Mei Ling looks like she's barely managing to hold back her tears. Looking around, Rosa realizes the other members of the Elmo look the same way. What happened? Leader, your frame functions went abnormal just now, and your neural cloud response was highly aberrant. So I had to forcibly cut the connection. Are you feeling alright? I just activated the repair pod. If you don't feel well, I can help make some last-minute adjustments for you. I'm okay. Are you really alright? You look kind of weak right now. You've been really tired lately, and then the commander... No, it's alright. Rosa immediately feels how awkward the words sound as she says them. She looks at Mei Ling's face. The latter seems shocked. I'm sorry. I'm a little... It's all my fault. If only I'd stopped you in time. It's all my fault for not protecting you, leader. It's okay. I'm okay now. Rosa pulls herself together and sits up. Besides her, Sextons looks just how she did before Rosa entered her neural cloud, except several of the thin cables connecting some of the parts seem to be more scorched now. Did she make any funny moves when I was connected to her level 3? Nemesis shakes her head. Good. Rosa rubs the access port on the back of her head. Right after that, she realizes something. Oh yes, mailing. About the commander. How are the commander and the others doing now? I just received a call from the satellite city. A shopkeeper called Springfield said that she was lodging the commander for the time being and told us not to worry. Oh, so this is before shit went down. Okay, that makes sense. Springfield. Miss Dandelion said they ran into a bit of trouble, but it was still manageable. I see. Well, if the Delta Commander Trust says so. We should organize her findings for now. Rosa carefully organizes her thoughts. As she goes through her memories, she describes what she encountered in Saxton's level 3 to Mailing and the others. Naturally, she admits the dream she had. So that means her neural cloud was melted down during a fusion experiment? It seems this experiment was data protected, so I couldn't learn its name. I mean, I already knew she had a big head, but I didn't expect her to actually think she could become a so-called god. Honestly, it's no surprise that she ended up that way. God. Already falling. Yeah, I think everyone could understand that. That was like the second intelligible line she's ever said. Let's go. Finally, Nemi's lyrics aren't so obscure anymore. Are you sure about that? While Vepli still doesn't quite get them, it's a good start. In any case, I'm sure Saxton's is hiding many more secrets. We'll guard this place in shifts until the commander comes back. We mustn't allow anything to happen to this frame. You should get some rest and let Vepli handle the first shift. Vepli's good at being the opening act and becoming the focus of everyone's attention. Thank you. Mailing, give me an update on 404's latest position. They don't have a position. They're 404 not found. That's why they're... We'll meet up with them ASAP. This way we won't have to split our attention between them and Saxton's. Yep, I got a message from Lena. It has 404's most recent location. Mark it on a radar map. Full speed ahead. Roger. And with that... And with that, it is time for a very overdue Bezos break. So I'm gonna go get more tea, more food, etc. I'll catch y'all in 3 minutes. Alright, we back with more stories. Let's just hop right back in. I got myself a nice cup of honey vanilla chamomile tea. I know that's more of a relaxation tea, but I'm in the mood for it, and I'm usually drinking it around this time anyway. So, goodbye, Commander. That's not foreboding at all. Why are we saying goodbye again? We just reunited. I can't believe they've done this. The Elmo advances steadily with Mei Ling at the helm. Long period of staring at the unchanging scenery is starting to take its toll on her stamina. Mei Ling yawns and switches on the Elmo's cruise control. Things are going so well that I'm getting a little bored. Don't say that! No! Shh! Don't jinx it! Mei Ling hurriedly covers her mouth and looks around. There are no elements. There are no enemies or elids in sight. Not even collapsed particle clouds that usually fill the sky. The only thing visible is the sand carried by the howling wind, crashing against the Elmo's windows. Still, it's quiet. Too quiet. Leader, don't you think something's wrong? Groth is standing by the Elmo's hatch, intently watching the unchanging scenery. Normally speaking, dolls do not get bored, and for Grotha, she can easily deal with that by running simulations in her neural cloud. Yo, that's literally me. Yet, she is not doing so. No thoughts, head empty. Rolik is right. Things are too quiet. If nothing else, this lack of activity is abnormal, considering they're headed towards 404's position. Maintain Class 1 alert. Got it. Elmo leaves 2 parallel tracks in the desert. After driving through an expanse of open terrain, they reach several sprawling sand dunes. Then Groza realizes something. Stop! Mei Ling suddenly brakes and the Elmo grinds to a halt. The inertia from the sudden halt sends all manner of items flying into the ground, and the air fills with the sounds of glasses breaking and metallic objects falling. But leader, what happened? There might be an ambush up ahead. Mei Ling, turn our sensors up to maximum power and begin scanning our surroundings for heat sources. Roger! Mei Ling does as Groza commands and maxes out the sensor output. However, before a single IR image can appear on the display, an IFV appears from behind a sand dune. Oh, it's them! It's Kenny! They're gonna kill Kenny! Adjutant, we've arrived at the location of the radar contact. Is this the Elmo? The broker's intel was right. He really is here. So this is the MBV, that bastard from just now, huh? Let's blow it sky high! Easy, Kenny. This MBV's owner is a tough nut to crack. Get everyone ready for combat. We need to face the upcoming battle in top condition. Roger. The IFV's hatch opens and a head pokes out. Open A's, minor spelling mistake. Lentine takes off her helmet, and a shock of red hair spills out as she leans against the IFV's roof. That's dangerous. You could get sniped. Don't do that. Always wear protection. All Rhino units, lock onto the target and surround it. 12 IFVs emerge from behind the dunes, racing towards the Elmo's position. Rhinos 4, 6, and 12 circle around from behind the dunes, flank them and cut off their escape. Rhino 7, engage ECM and protect the flanking team's advance. Follow the Rhino units. Raise your TOW missiles. Engage once the flanking team raid forces the MVP into your kill zone. Yes, ma'am. The IFVs quickly split up and race towards their designated positions. After giving her troopers their orders, Lentine folds her arms and stands on the roof of her vehicle, narrowing her eyes as she looks at the Elmo in the distance. Even if you have a few elite dolls, I doubt you'll be able to hold off a wolfpack attack delivering such heavy firepower, right? The Elmo responds quickly and rapidly selects the ideal route for disengagement. While they do not drive into the kill box set up by their ambushers, the left side flankers move to cut off the Elmo's escape route. This forces the Elmo to change course to avoid the Larbird convoy's attack. However, upon changing course, the IFV convoy on the other side has been lying in wait comes into view. The Elmo's driver notices this and once again makes an emergency turn. Unfortunately, the ambushing IFVs are ready to launch their anti-tank missiles. Fire! Oh shit. The missiles streak out of their tubes, tracing a series of trajectories through the air before exploding around the Elmo. While the Elmo's vehicular force field has deflected those attacks, its shielding cannot withstand a sustained barrage of this level. If the Elmo takes a few more missiles like this, it'll probably be dead in the sand soon enough. There's too many of them! Leader, what should we do? They've cut us off! Rosa studies the densely packed contacts on the radar display. Due to active jamming targeting the Elmo sensors, it can't display the precise location of each IFV, forcing them to determine the enemy positions with their eyes. Calm down. Mei-Ling, switch the Elmo to defense mode. We'll observe the enemy's movements. Okay! Nemesis, in position? Mm-hmm. Mei-Ling does as Groza orders as she works on the control terminal. The armored shutters slowly slide down over the Elmo's windows, turning it into an impenetrable steel fortress. However, the running gears are also affected by the armor protection, and the Elmo's speed visibly drops as a result. Nemesis has already climbed up to the roof landing pad and taken up position facing the enemy attack. He has already taken down several long-range missiles with accurate fire. Ambush detachment fires their missiles again, and Nemesis shoots them down again, but there's just too many for her to respond to, and 2 missiles manage to hit the Elmo. They fire a volley once again, and after Nemesis shoots most of them down, there is 1 left over which hits the Elmo. Then, as though they have already tested the Elmo's ability to withstand their attacks, the enemy does not continue the offensive. While the radar cannot accurately pinpoint their location, Groza can still use the thermal imaging from the external cameras to tell that several IFVs are slowly circling the Elmo from different directions. Although the Elmo can probably fight for a while with these IFVs, they have a mission to rescue HIDE 404, which means they have no time to waste on this opposition. In addition, they still don't know the enemy's objective and whether they've gotten reinforcements in. Nemesis, see if you can keep them from approaching. Nemesis nods and begins taking shots at the IFVs. Like drizzling rain, covering the tracks of the wayfarers. Not good. Her bullets can't penetrate the IFV's armor, and the enemy doesn't seem to want to step out of their vehicles either. Hey, you think they're trying to board the Elmo? That's definitely possible. As she gathers information, Rose is simulating ways to break the stalemate in her neurocloud. Since they've taken precautions against the Elmo's sniper, it means they must be familiar with the Elmo's personnel deployment. At the very least, they know that they have the sniper Nemesis on board. Also, mobilizing all of these IFVs indicates that they know how the Elmo can switch between offense and defense modes. An MVV like the Elmo is not a common sight in the Yellow Zones, but they seem more than familiar with them. Clearly, they've done their homework before coming here. At the very least, they've gathered plenty of information related to the Elmo. Could it be that the enemy leader is connected to the commander? If that's the case, this might not be a situation she can resolve by herself. Can't be helped. Everyone, man your positions! I'm contacting the commander! Throws a key through her ear mic and sends the transmission on her special channel reserved for emergency communications. The ringtone plays for several seconds before a voice answered. Rosa, what's happening? Commander, we're being followed by unknown enemies. The opposition is closing in on the Elmo at high speed. They've already launched a direct attack against us. After making the necessary response, I suspect that the opposition might be trying to board the Elmo. We may need your leadership and judgment for the upcoming battle. Unknown enemies, you say? What are their numbers and makeup? From what I can tell, the enemy are using 10 plus armored combat vehicles and at least 80 plus infantry. Armored vehicles. Could it be Mangi again? Have Mei-Ling increase the Elmo's speed. Keep your distance from the enemy armor and tell me the Elmo's coordinates and surrounding conditions. The enemy has heavy weapons, so the Elmo is currently in defense mode. Defense mode, huh? Also, the enemy has active electronic warfare equipment. You have lost partial radar functionality and cannot download real-time data on the surrounding terrain. Heavy, come on! That's fine. I know the terrain over there well. I just need exact coordinates. Rosa sends the coordinates over and the voice on the radio goes silent. After some thought, the commander issues precise orders. It's precisely these orders that have always put Groza at ease during emergencies. There's a pass 10 kilometers northwest of the Elmo with an abandoned town in it. If the enemy wants to board the Elmo, they'll want to shrink their perimeter. Once you're surrounded, there'll be no escape. Therefore, you must find terrain that will disrupt their plan to encircle you. That pass is a good place for it. In short, get the Elmo over there ASAP. Does this mean we'll be disabling defense mode and breaking through their barricade? But if we do that, the Elmo might sustain severe damage. Letting them board the Elmo will be more dangerous than that. Understood. Someone else seems to be talking on the other side. After a brief conversation, the commander speaks over the transmission again. Think of a way to get the Elmo there and use the pass to block the enemy's pursuit. I'm heading back to help you right now. Commander, are you rushing back? What if it's just you and Colfine? Relax, we've met some old friends along the way. They'll be returning to the Elmo with me. Are they ex-Griffin dolls? I'll draft up a combat plan based on the reinforcements you bring back. Dorothy realizes that she seems to be placing too much emphasis on that last point, so she quickly supplements her words. Fortunately, the commander doesn't seem to have noticed it. Yeah, I'll be bringing 5 extra dolls back. We'll be returning by helicopter. Understood. I'll keep the Elmo and everyone on it safe until you return. Thank you, Grotha. The commander hangs up. Grotha stands in the ops room, both hands on the main terminal, her mind deep in thought. Then she raises her head and stares at the IFVs approaching the Elmo. Ow. He raises her head directly into a bonk. I can't believe you've done this. Mailing, deactivate the Elmo's defense mode. But the force field's gonna collapse at any moment! The Elmo's gonna take severe damage if we do that! I know, but these are the commander's orders. Change course now. Divert all power to engines and accelerate to maximum speed. Head northwest to a pass 10 kilometers from here. That's our objective. Once we drive there, we'll dismount to destroy the path in our wake to slow the enemy pursuit while waiting for the commander to return with reinforcements. Will do! I'll give it a try! With the Elmo's defense mode deactivated, the sounds of machine gun fire, grenades, and cannon blasts wash over the Elmo. The opposition's furious bombardment fills the ops room with deafening alarms, but Grotha is undeterred. Instead, she systematically works the control stick, her eyes focused on the destination the commander has assigned her. She has to get there. She has to ensure the Elmo and his crew are safe until the commander gets back. And after that, when there are more people around to protect the commander, we are waging war on Sesame Street! Let's fucking go! Then this will probably be the final task she performs for him. Oh, no! No! We can't lose Grotha! She's the second main character! She's the girl on the fucking cover art! Lentine sits in her IFV, puffing furiously on her cigarette while she watches the MBV and its deployed shield through a plane of armored glass. Her forces have encircled the Elmo. Next step will be to close the net, then board it and seize control. There are many questions in her mind, and she's eager to have them answered. This thing's harder to handle than expected. What's the status on our missile storage? We have 24 more shots. That's enough. Have the Rhino cease fire for now. Use them all up when we launch our all-out assault. Adjutant, shouldn't we call our people back if we're trying to board that MVV? With all due respect, the people we have there are ordinary Menki security troopers. They're nowhere near as well trained as us. Having them attempt the boarding would be suicidal. While I don't really care about casualties, if the mission fails, have you blown up all the signal markers in the regions designated by the brass? They're all gone. And that's perfect. Without the signal markers, nobody will be making calls to the outside of our AO. Sounds like a perfect mission completion to me. Also, we've drone surveillance for this mission. Even if someone wants to cut in, we'll have enough time to hunt them down later. Plus, it's not like I'm actually going to let those rookies fight those crazy dolls in close combat. Our objective is to just to make that vehicle's commander think we're going to board them. Oh no. No, she's one step ahead. No! Have our people stand by and wait further orders. Penny's clearly used to Lentine's habits and doesn't probe further. The assaulting IFV draws closer to the Elmo, while Lentine keeps her eyes focused on the screen, as though she's waiting for something. The charging rhinos are now 1 kilometer away from the enemy. Still no response? Lentine anxiously studies the positions of her IFVs and the Elmo, leaving deep teeth prints on her cigarette. Adjutant, the enemy MVV is on the move. The MVV seems to have realized that they can't just keep taking a pounding like this. A moment later, the Elmo's drive system revealed themselves as the defense mode armor plating rises and retracts into storage. Although the mode switch takes less than a minute, it's enough for the Mangi security forces to launch a vicious attack. At last. Kenny, have the Rhinos launch all remaining missiles, now! Explosions rocked the MBV as Lintin's orders executed. Although the MBV's dolls do their best to intercept the incoming projectiles, the saturation missile strike overwhelms the MBV's shielding and scores direct hits on the superstructure. The unarmored parts of the deck are instantly potholed and the high-strength polycarbonate windows begin to crack. By the time the dust clears, the MBV has barely managed to finish its mode change. The MBV before the Mangi security forces drags its pocket-marked shell along and turns its unexpected speed, rushing towards an opening that the PMC forces couldn't seal off in time. Very decisive. Nobody else would make that choice. Rhino 4, have your forces concentrate fire on the MVV's undercarriage. Several autocannons roar as they blast away at the Elmo's running gears. While each individual shell is not too devastating, the sustained barrage deals tremendous damage to the hulking MVV. However, the Elmo seems intent on breaking out of the encirclement and ignores the attack from the IFVs around it, driving into the face of the shells, raining down on it towards some unknown destination. Behind it, the Mangi security forces are in hot pursuit. The multiple hits on the running gears by the autocannons cause load-bearing wheels to fall from their mountings. As a result, the Elmo shakes violently as it travels at high speed. However, the driver's technique means the MBV stabilizes itself as it limps out of the Mangi security's blockade. Yes, carefully thought out and determined. Lantin studies the direction where the Elmo's headed and then at a topographical map of the region. After zooming out repeatedly, she sees an abandoned town to the northwest. The MBV's broken out of the encirclement. They're picking up speed and our IFVs can't catch up with them. That's fine. You think you can escape now that we know where they're headed? Where are they going anyway? Here. Lantin points to the screen, indicating to the town with her cigarette, then pats Kenny on the shoulder. This is the only place that'll let them escape our encirclement. I want to praise them for finding a way out so soon. Wait. Isn't that? The coordinates of the town in question has an Omen unit icon on it. Have our ambush forces prepare for battle. Our guests are coming. Oh no! She's like 5 steps ahead! This is bullshit! Lantin puts out her cigarette and takes hold of the cannon's hand station again, then orders the driver to prepare to move out. He can't even withstand an assault like this. All he can do is flee miserably under the absolute superiority of his enemy's firepower, unable to protect the things he wants to defend. This is the price of abandoning everything and leaving the game. It's truly unsightly. As expected, she had made the right choice back then. A thought runs through Lantin's head as she watches the sand dunes vanish into the distance behind her. Everything is going as she planned. Now that she has set up an ambush that so overwhelmingly favors her, how long will that man be able to continue struggling? She's toying with us. Leader, we're almost at the pass. At the pass? Minor spelling mistake? Everyone, get ready for battle! Mailing, how's the Elmo? The substructure's been badly damaged, and the engine's severely overheated from all the high-speed travel just now. Our top speed now is only 15 miles an hour. Shit. Got it. Keep the Elmo on the move. Don't stop for anything. All points, load up on explosives. We need to jam up the mouth of the pass to shake off the enemy's pursuit. The road behind the Elmo is the only thing wide enough to accommodate it. It's a couple of unstable-looking buildings on either side of it. We're gonna place challenges on their load-bearing columns. These are load-bearing walls, Jerry. Leader, enemies in black are surrounding us. They see through us? Uh-oh. Change of plan. Eliminate the enemies near the Elmo. Krolik, try to figure out the numbers and positions of the enemy. Reminder, don't let them tie you up. Okay. Nemesis, I'll send a topographical map of this area to you. Get to the high ground and fire at will. Will died in GFL 1. That's part of the lore. We don't need to fire at him anymore. He's already dead. GFL 1 spoilers, by the way. Thunder. rumbling in all directions. And there's Zeppeli. Zeppeli, you're in charge of distracting the enemy forces on the ground. Give Krolik and Nemesis a chance to break for their formation. No problem! Zeppeli's the best at drawing everyone's attention. But what about you, leader? I'll plant the charges to keep the enemy from catching up to us. Mailing, tell the commander that the enemy's caught up to us and be aware of the enemy attack on the way back. But I haven't been able to get through this since just now. Keep trying to contact the commander until you get through. Okay, I'll hike up the hails. The hails? Keep up the hails. Okay. I can't read. It's fine. I deserve the bunk. Right. That's our plan then. It's okay. It's a turn-based game. Take your time. Everyone, let's go! Alright, well, the squad's here. Let's keep it canon. Oh, man. So the neat part about this game as opposed to Girls Frontline 1, Girls Frontline 1 was like 90% number go up and 10% strategic thinking. This game is like 60% number go up and 40% strategic thinking. Like, for most of the game, I was at like 10 levels under-leveled and still playing, and it's like, yeah, you don't need to keep up with level 60s and stuff unless you're doing the challenge modes, in which you kind of need the level boosts. But it's fine. There's only 5 enemies. Can I kill them all with autoplay? We're gonna find out. No, because he refused to die. Oh, those last 2 are elites. Very cool. And they failed to make it through. Oh my god, she just ran in. If she wasn't level 40, she'd be dead. But it's okay, these guys are level 20. Oh no. Anyway. Wait, eliminate all enemy units? There's 3 of them. But, oh, right, one of them is just a scanning thing. It's fine. We'll see how the AI does. I'm technically not at the scene, so I can't give command. So we're letting the AI give command. Oh, that works. Okay. Oh wow, Nemesis is too far away to hit anything. Krolik's almost dead. That's a problem. The boss is dead. That's not a problem. Very cool. Can you lob a grenade? Yes, you can. Very cool. Happy Fireworks Festival. Oh. I win. Easy game. That took 2 turns. That's how you know it's heating up. Leader, it doesn't look like they're trying to close the gap. Yes, it seems they figured out what we're trying to do. Their aim is to just buy time, so they're keeping their distance and exchanging fire with us, keeping us from that building which we could use to block the path. I think we'd have to launch an attack even though we're the side that got ambushed. Hey, Shorty, we worked pretty well together back there. Want to team up again? You need Bentley to shine brighter? Yes, please. Draw their attention. I'll try to approach that building again. Nemesis, please cover us. Finding the moment of enlightenment and the distance from confusion. Nemesis, she's low on ammo. Alright then. Our success or failure rests on this gambit. Let's go! Gambits only work if your opponents are skill issued. Time for Bentley's favorite special effect! Smoke screens! Even though she doesn't have a smoke screen ability. Bentley pulls out a smoke grenade and throws it in the opposite direction of her cover. The moment it bursts, the enemy's bullets rain down on the spreading smoke cloud. Bells emerge from their cover and race towards the building they're going to bring down. Krolik, enemies on your 9, roughly 50 meters away. Leader, you guys carry on. I'll wipe them out. Krolik lowers his stance and sprints over to the enemies in question. His screams fill the radio channel. 3 down. 2 more headed your way, leader. Your path might pass through Nemesis' field of fire. Bang! Bang! You're gonna carry that weight. Before Krolik can finish speaking, a pair of bullets find their homes in the enemy's skulls. They collapse like puppets with their strings cut and bright red liquid gushes out of their helmets. That is a very apt yet graphic description. And that's why this is an M-rated game. but it's nowhere near as bad as Balatro, which is Peggy 18. Like, this may be pretty bad, but Balatro, believe me. Whew. Freaking can't trust that gambling, I swear. Before Krolik can spout a one-liner, a hail of bullets fly her away from another direction. She quickly ducks behind cover, trying to find the position of her attackers. This time, the enemy doesn't seem to be willing to let her go. They hammer her position with a torrent of lead, keeping Krolik completely pinned down. Just use your ult. Quit bullying Krolik! Vepley, go help her! Help her? I hardly know her. Vepley proceeds to double back to support Krolik. She throws her grenade with all her might, and the enemy throws back more grenades in response. What is this? Call a doodle? Rosa feels the heat and shockwaves from the multiple detonations watch over her back. While she continues running forward, there's a hint of anxiety in her own voice as she keys her communicator. Krolik, Vepley, are you alright? I'm okay. I just got hit by a few bullets. For some reason, I get the feeling I should bring a ranged weapon along next time. Can you even wield ranged weapons? Just draw your sword, Lamau. Glowing sands and running waters recede, then go still. The furthest reaches of sunset. Okay, fine! You win! Now fire off the rest of your rounds and cover us! That was shit talk of the highest degree. I love it. Vepley thinks the show went too well, but Mr. Pizza will give me strength! The sound of heavy gunfire comes over the transmission once again, and this time is getting closer to the dolls. Rosa can clearly tell that these black armored troopers are worlds apart from the enemies she's previously encountered. Their shooting technique and tactics mark them as veteran fighters, and they clearly understand the terrain. Although their responses are slower than the dolls, they can still attack the dolls from multiple angles while having cover, negating the advantages in accuracy and reaction speed which the dolls enjoy. And now, the Elmo dolls are having a hard fight, and time is not on their side this time. Rosa glances at the explosives in her backpack. So far, they haven't managed to let a single charge, and the IFVs pursuing them will not give them a chance to catch their breath. If they can't block this off the single road giving access to the pass, then it's only a matter of time before the enemy's main force catch up and wipe them out. Rosa squeezes her weapon's foregrip and thinks about what to do if worse should come to pass. We fell for it. They weren't trying to delay us. They were just planning to directly destroy us. They're smarter than we expected, using their advantage in numbers and firepower to overwhelm us. Still, they aren't dolls. They'll die when they're killed, because people die if they're killed. We did it. We've taken out so many of them already. Doesn't their commander give a damn about their men? No. Rosa doesn't know how to answer Krolik's question. Logically speaking, most commanders would do as Krolik said and try to avoid unnecessary casualties. But the enemy's fighting spirit and morale hasn't fallen because of their losses. She can't apply normal preconceptions to these foes. There's no point thinking about all that! Leader, I'll delay the enemy! Hurry and bring down that building! We can't let the commander come back to the site of the Elmo in flames, right? That's right! Please, I'm counting on you! Rosa ducks into the target building and unpacks enough explosives to bring this building down several times over before wiring them up with detonators and setting up the initiation sequence. However, the sound of IFV engines comes from nearby. Rosa looks up, and her hands stop moving as she sees the scene before her. The IFVs that have been engaging the Elmo just now are headed down the road, going straight for the Elmo. Rosa's heart fills with the despair she's never felt before as the unending stream of IFVs rumbles in. No matter how fast she works, there's no way she can finish planting all the explosives on all the building's load-bearing columns before the convoy passes by. Time seems to slow to a crawl, and in Rosa's eyes, everything outside takes place in slow motion. In an instant, she remembers many things. Her life after parting ways with the commander, the scene of her reunion with him, this time she downloaded her neural backup into this frame, strange feeling from back then. She clearly promised the commander that she would protect everyone on the Elmo. No, she can't give up just yet. She needs to complete her mission, and besides, she still has her last resort. Rosa lays the explosives on the ground and quickly reconnects them before loading them onto her back. The circuit ends as a detonator whose time delay has been removed. Rosa takes it in hand, discards the weapon, and jumps out in front of the first IFV. The driver reacts quickly. Its autocannon and its coaxial machine gun immediately begin tracking her movement. but a doll's dexterity and rapid reflexes allow her to easily avoid the attack. Immediately following, she throws herself into a slide to go under the IFV. Krolik, take charge in my place from now on! Bring everyone back to the Elmo immediately! Upon hearing Groza's words, Krolik's reply over the radio sounds frantic. Leader, what are you doing? I'll keep the enemy's vehicles from approaching the Elmo. Everything seems to be happening in slow motion. As she watches the bullets kick up puffs of sand and dust around her, she suddenly feels a strange sense of liberation. Neural upload synchronization command selection. Disable? Warning, this command entails a high degree of risk. Please reconfirm the disable disorder. Oh my god. Leader, talk to me! What are you doing? You can't! Not again! Confirmed. Command confirmed. Neural upload synchronization disabled. Time goes from slowing down to practically standing still. Oh my god, she's doing it again. No! Not like this. Rosa watches herself gradually approach the undercarriage of the IFV. Even sees the driver's look of panic as he tries to pull out his handgun but fails to do so in time. Sees the shell casings ejected by the turret guns, as well as each and every pebble thrown into the air by the shaking of the ground. Sees a strange blue-colored flower blossoming before her. Blue butterfly flitting out of the flower's heart. Final thing she sees, the commander's face, though for some reason, seems a little blurred. A strange feeling wells up from the depths of her neural cloud. The real stranger is herself, standing in front of the commander. Herself wears a completely different uniform from her, and has a completely different expression on her face. A powerful wave of fatigue washes over Groza. Closes her eyes and stops thinking. Goodbye, Commander. It's okay, she's right there, she's still alive. It's fine, we're good. That's the one thing I don't like about this game, is the gameplay to story segregation, and how easy it is to do that. But it's also funny. Man!
I once saw the Beach Boys walk into a bar I was at and they ordered a set of drinks in a strangely musical way. Round, round, get around, I'll get around.
I love it. That is a certified Beach Boys classic. I waited until after the story. Thank you very much, because this story is... Oh. Man. I'm loving this story. We've been going for a while. Let me collect all my rewards and see what we got. Let's see how we're doing in the cafe. All right. We got one here. We got one here. Wait, we can get one here. We can get one here. How about this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm playing the video game! Just got home and I'm getting hop on a ring fit? Nice. We engage cannibalisms under any circumstances. It's okay. TTS is supposed to butcher the joke. That's how TTS works. It is a machine. Might unlock overhead squats? Godspeed, my man. Like, overhead squats are, whew. Yeah. The overhead squats are what they definitely do. They hurt me. You know what? Why don't we let's buy things while we can. Okay, let's get premium passives. I still have money. Let's get this. This is good. Oh, I can get more of them. Oh, I can get up to 6 of them. I should actually probably get the limited stuff first, like this. A key boost, as well as this. What does it do? What does it do? Okay, fine, keep your secrets. I'll get it later, the event still has time. Oh. The sound of the music changes when you're outside. It gets muffled and comes in through more in the left ear a bit more. That is a detail that I love. This is the greatest video game. Let's continue with this story, but first, before I continue, I keep forgetting to turn on the light in my room, but I know it's almost springtime because it's past 4:30 and the sun isn't completely down yet. So very cool, very springtime. It's still February. Tomorrow is springtime, I guess. March is the spring month. I missed this feeling from the past. Let's go. I can't believe Groz is fucking dead.
Your points are low, just like your pockets. Ain't no bish want your gluten-free ass with no bread.
What?
No bread and no bishes.
What is that even supposed to mean? As the helicopter races through the jet black sky, it slowly descends and emerges from the cloud cover that prevents others from noticing it. I can't help but worry as I look at my reflection in the window and back at the terminal in front of me. The terminal displays a connection lost icon. Sigh, then try to re-establish the communications link. Rosa, do you read me? Come in, Elmo. However, the only thing I hear from my earpiece is the hissing of static. I've been trying to contact them throughout the entire flight, but I haven't been able to get through so far. I clench my fist and glance unhappily at the hovering Dandegate. Didn't you say you could maintain comms with the Elmo no matter the distance? That would require the local signal markers to be intact. So the nearby signal markers have all been destroyed, Considering the scale of the enemy attack Rosa mentioned, that's definitely a possibility. It also means the opposition prepared their ambush well. While they're going up against the Elmo, I can't underestimate the reaction speed of these black-armed Mangi security troopers. Look out the window and at the ground below. Past I told the Elmo to head towards is right below us. Head over to the cockpit, where Sharkry and Centaureissi are sitting in the pilot and co-pilot seats. Sharkry, descend to 200 meters and then maintain altitude. Okay! Have the helicopter's rocket pods being reloaded? Up and ready to go! Good. Centaureissi, when we fly above the pass, try to use the vehicle's radio to establish comms at a short range. Commander, the enemy might discover us if we use the radio. It's alright, they won't be able to respond. The helicopter soars through the air above the pass, and I can see quite a number of ant-like vehicles swarming the entrance. There are intermittent flashes of light in the settlement at the mouth of the pass. There are people exchanging fire there, and it's plain to see that our people are among them. Further into the distance, I see the MBV crawling along as it trails a huge plume of black smoke. It's traveling slowly, but it's already drawn away from the firefight. Centaureissi turns on the radio and I begin hailing it. Soon, I hear Mailing's voice amidst the noise. Mailing, do you read me? Your commander! Thank goodness! I got through at last! Calm down, Mailing. What's happening now? We're being chased by lots of enemy armor! We headed down the town you mentioned earlier, but there were enemies there waiting to ambush us! Leader Groza took the dolls out to intercept them, and she said she would blow up the road on his side. So they saw through it, huh? Can you contact Groza? No, I can't. Leader and the others haven't been responding since just now. Do you think they're in danger? I'll go back them up. You keep driving the Elmo and don't stop for anything. Got that? I got it. Commander, please bring back Leader Groza and the others. Oh no, I got some bad news for you. Leave it to me. I put down the handset and return to the passenger cabin. I look around at the dolls holding their weapons and ammo, then begin handing out combat assignments. Diane, Jungyu, Zhaohe, Centaureissi, you'll be forming a squad to assist and relieve Groza's team. You already know who Groza is. The other three members of her team are a doll with bunny ears, a doll with purple cape, and a doll with a M. Pizarris backpack. You should be able to recognize them at a glance. Don't get stuck in with the enemy. Find them and bring them back to the chopper ASAP. Understood. We'll take care of it, Commander. Time to show you the power of an elite doll, Commander. Colfin, you're in charge of protecting Melanie. Do not leave her side for a moment. Yep. Are you alright with that, Melanie? I'm okay. Alright, prepare to move out. I head back to the cockpit, instructing Sharkry to overfly the firefight. Once we're above it, I point out a largely intact building, and Sharkry immediately picks up on what I want and descends. Let's go! Centaureissi and Diane open the latches on their respective sides of the chopper, and a ferocious downwash screams in from outside. The dolls stand by the open doors while Colfian shields Melanie from the howling winds with her body. The helicopter nears the target building. The dolls jump out when it's roughly 10 meters above the roof. Whew, that's a tall jump. Good thing they're dolls. Haha! Time for a Griffin airdrop! Watch this, big sis! Do a flip! Dongyu does a magnificent flip in midair before touching down. She actually did a flip. Diane, who has just touched down alongside her, glances at her sister before reproaching her. Be careful, Jongyu. We're in a combat zone now. It's okay. Everyone knows that doing a flip in a combat zone increases your evasion. But that's what I want. It feels just like old times. So this is what you used to do. No wonder you're always so restless. Why? You jelly? Ladies of Monsoon, let's head out. Pardon us, Miss Centaureissi. Let's go. The dolls start into the building, and the helicopter pulls up again as it heads towards the mouth of the pass. Looks like it's about time. From the co-pilot seat, I see multiple IFVs working their way through the town area. They're driving single file towards the Elmo, the perfect opportunity for us. Sharkry, target this road and blow all those IFVs to scrap. Will do. The helicopter adjusts its position as it hovers, then plunges in for a strafing run. Rockets scream out of their pods in rapid succession, and explosions erupt along the length of the road, turning the IFVs into burning wrecks. Woo! Yeah, boy, some folks were born, made to wave the flag! Rosa feels her frame hit the ground hard with a dull thud. In the wake of the deafening explosions, the wall of the pass crumble and the ruined buildings nearby collapse, engulfing the fleeing Mangi security troopers. She can hear their screams. She can see the mangled remains of humans that have been blasted into gory chunks, and she can feel their hot blood raining down on her. But, wait a minute. Didn't she just... Rosa thinks back to what she was doing before she found herself collapsed on the ground. Do dolls feel like this after they blow themselves up? Doesn't seem any different from normal. She recalled a time when scientific advancement in this world was still limited, and humans believed that, after death, they would become something called ghosts, entities left behind after one's death. Then, is she some kind of data ghost now? Rosa lies motionless, trying to clear her head. In her recollection, she was preparing to press the button on her detonator, but then the IFV before her suddenly exploded, and the massive shockwave sent her flying. Rosa looks down at her right hand. The detonator is still there, but she did not press it. He is alive! Oh my god! And what was that explosion just now? Before she can think about it, the sounds of more gunfire and explosions come from the other side of the rubble. Boom. Looks like the opposition hasn't given up yet. They're trying to blast a hole in the debris and fallen rock blocking the path, so the troops outside can get inside and continue fighting. Once again, there's another deafening explosion. Rocks and debris fly everywhere and the blocked passage shows signs of clearing. Another one and... boom! The rubble blocking the path is completely blown away. She can hear Mangi troopers approaching, so close that she can see their gray helmets through the breach. This the end? No, not yet. Bullets suddenly fly past her, accurately striking the Mangi troopers in the head. Shocked, Groza looks back and sees the dolls rushing out of the smoke and running to her side. The cavalry's here! Let's fucking go! I love you. Miss Groza, are you alright? I love it when she poses like that. Oh my god. Are you the reinforcements sent by the commander? Miss Groza, do you not remember me? Okay, she had her memory wiped. Yes I am. Master sent me here... Yes I am. Master sent me to help you withdraw. Where are the other dolls? They're behind me, fighting in the streets. They're engaged with the enemy. They need backup. Understood. Miss Diane, please take Monsoon Squad and reinforce the other dolls. I'll help evacuate Miss Groza. Understood. We'll leave things on this side to you. Nice. Please stay still, Miss Groza. You've sustained severe damage to your frame. I'll drag you out of there. Nice, field medic. Nemesis, what happened to your cover fire? Departure. Lost and hidden friends. What do you mean you're out of ammo? And now of all times? Get it together already! Lamau, just throw your gun. Are there dolls approaching us from over there? They're fast! Are there enemies? Don't shoot, we're friendlies. Are you dolls from the Enmo? Yes, we are! We're back from Monsoon Squad. The commander sent us to back you up. We'll be covering your withdrawal. So the commander sent you, but leader's still out there. Our teammate will bring her back. Let's take care of the enemies in front of us first, shall we? Sounds great. Time to give those bastards a spanking. Ooh. Okay, so Groza's not in and she's replaced with Diane. So that's, this is the canon loadout. Except Nemesis is out of ammo, but that doesn't mean that she can't just conjure ammo out of thin air. Let's go. Out of ammo? Just say no. You'll be given more ammo. Easy game. Let's begin. Let's begin. I had something I wanted to talk about, but I already forgot it. Many such cases. If I could just, like, remember what I'm doing. Oh, right. I guess I could talk about it now. I was going to talk about it at the end of stream, but Cheese collab tomorrow. Once again, no talking? Okay. I've reverted back to an amateur streamer. I mean, by definition, I'm an amateur streamer. The volume is really fucking loud. Wow. I don't know why the volume is that loud. I'll have to go into the individual settings. Talk about how awesome it would be if Sabrina got fatter. I'm gonna talk about how awesome it would be if every freaking Spas 12 stock was actually used. Because most of the time, the stock is like just still folded and it's on the top of the gun. And I'm like, the stock exists. Could you like please use the stock, please? That would be like super special awesome, please. Thank you, please. They got a remote-controlled mecha hound. Oh no. Anyway. But yeah, at work today, I was listening to some old Ahoy videos. He does like video game weapon documentary styles. And he's one of the few people that I will listen to at 1x speed because he speaks in prestige mode, like fancy English, and it's just nice to listen to. And I got to relearn more about weapons, such as the Spas 12, among other weapons, like the MP5 and the G36. The red-haired woman anxiously studies the messages on the screen, not even realizing that her cigarette has almost burned itself out. Half of the IFVs she sent into town have been destroyed. The other half have been wedged outside by fallen rocks and rubble. Meanwhile, there is a ceaseless stream of casualty reports from her Omen forces. Just now, the dolls that jumped out of the helicopter had completely eliminated any chance she had of wiping out those encircled dolls. That helicopter had shown up with incredible timing and practically destroyed her entire deployment in an instant. Could it be that the fleeing NBV had only been a decoy? Was she the one being ambushed all along? The confidence she had started with crumbles in an instant, and Lentine can't help but wonder if there's a bigger trap waiting for her behind all this. Any other person would probably not be able to do it, but she can't even begin to imagine what kind of strategies that man who came back from Frankfurt can employ. Lentine's underestimation of him has already cost her dearly, and right now, she knows that her only choice is no choice at all. Contact all squads, have them begin withdrawing, load up the dead and wounded where possible, and return to our muster point. But Adjutant, we can still fight! We still have those dolls surrounded! And what if they have more dolls lying in wait for us? But we still have the perimeter lockdown ahead of us. We can't lose any more men. Bring back everyone now. Yes, ma'am. Damn it! Penny angrily punches his seat before leaving the IFV. He doesn't look back. It's only now that Lentine notices the burning pain on her fingertips. She clicks her tongue and drops the cigarette butt. Its lingering heat scorches a black-edged circle on the intelligence report lying on the floor of the vehicle. Lentine picks it up, preparing to throw the pages that made her lose so much out the vehicle. However, her hand stops halfway, and Lentine instead throws the report back on the ground. A strange feeling in her heart. Been there for a full 10 years, appearing in her dreams, showing up whenever she doubted herself, forcing her to find all kinds of excuses for her actions in order to get it under control. As it is, she can no longer hold it back. The feeling that utterly denies all her choices she's made, an emotion that completely crushes her soul into the dirt. How? How is it that he can still beat me, even after falling so far? Why would he give up on everything when even he's this capable? It makes no sense! She has to ask him and find the answers to that question. Lentine grabs her gun and stands up, throwing open the IFV's hatch. He clenches her fist, driving her nails so deeply into her palm that blood begins welling up and dripping from her hand. It shouldn't. Things shouldn't be this way. Come on, load up! Monsoon Squad brings the Elmo dolls to the roof of the nearby building. As the helicopter slowly touches down, I open the hatch so the dolls can rush inside. Diane and the others bring Krolik, Vekli, and Nemesis with them into the helicopter, which makes the passenger compartment feel a little cramped. Xiaohui and Zhang Yu reflexively take up positions on the edges of the cabin, guns raised and scanning their surroundings. Commander, where'd you get all these people from? Your old friends. Where's Groza? Miss Centaureissi said she was helping to evacuate Groza. I look down, but there's no sign of them. Pick up the handset and hail Centaureissi. Centaureissi, where are you two? Master, Miss Groza's badly hurt. The enemy caught up to us and we're trying to hold them off. Find a way to indicate your location. Got it. I hear a magazine change over the transmission. Shortly afterwards, I see a stream of tracer rounds hurtle into the sky. I immediately point in that direction and order Sharkri to dust off. Once we reach the area above the tracers, I can clearly make out Centaureissi and Groza fighting off the enemy from behind cover. Zhang Yu and Zahi immediately rake the enemy support weapons with gunshots and the suppressive fire from the distance eases off. Centaureissi looks up at the helicopter and takes advantage of the lull in the shooting to grab Groza and head for the nearest roof. Ah! A pair of missiles fly towards the helicopter, but fortunately Sharkri has been slowly orbiting the site and dodges them. Diane moves up to the doorway and joins the other dolls in suppressing the source of these rockets. Meanwhile, I get Sharkri to rapidly descend and get as close to the building's edge as possible. Just as the helicopter levels out, Centaureissi appears on the roof carrying Groza. She widens her steps and picks up speed, jumping off the roof with Groza. The two of them slam into the helicopter like a cannonball. And overhead squad unlocked, right before Drago. Have fun, mate. Fortunately, the other dolls help them soften the impact. Diane helps Centaureissi lay Groza on the cabin floor while Zhang Yu immediately closes the hatch. Seeing that everyone's aboard, Sharkri immediately climbs into the air, beating a hasty retreat while being pursued by more rockets. Whew! The helicopter flies toward the Elmo. Fortunately, the roof landing pad isn't too badly damaged. You go eat a set time frame for tomorrow? Thanks. You're going to bed really early, mate. Hope you rest well, man. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. Sweet snoozums, as Corbin would say. Sharkri lands on the chopper of the Elmo. The dolls dismount, waiting for further instructions. I look into the distance. The Elmo is clear of that ruined town, and the enemy shows no intention of continuing the pursuit. Sigh in relief, then turn my attention back to the dolls. Rosa's frame is riddled with shrapnel. Krolik and Nemesis are carefully unloading her from the helicopter. Rosa, are you alright? I'm fine. Sorry. I almost failed to complete my mission. It was my fault for coming back late. Don't speak. You need repairs. Slept like shit and Jesus Christ. Man. That sucks, man. Like, straight up. Get your rest. You should get your rest now. Rosa nods and closes her eyes. Shit, she's dead. I hear the chime of the hangar elevator nearby. Hangar? I hardly know her. Elevator? I also hardly know her. And Mei Ling rushes out as the door opens. Commander! Leader, are you okay? Rosa shakes her head, but does not respond. Mei Ling, you've done a great job. Now I need you to do a little more. Got it! I'll start fixing Leader right now! with Mailing urging them on. Krolik and Nemesis help Groza to the repair bay. Will Leader really be alright? I just hope it's surface level damage. We'll have to wait for Mailing to finish running diagnostics. Speaking of diagnostics, why don't you give Melanie a checkup? After that, we can get her to a room to rest in. Alright, come with me, okay, Melanie? Melanie glances at me and obediently follows Colfine down the stairs. I have Vepley give the other dolls a tour of the Elmo, which also includes performing a damage assessment of the stricken areas. I head back to the ops room. Thanks to the recent attack, it's a total mess. Glass panels have been broken and fragments are everywhere. I can't help but sigh as I think about how the Elmo had just been repaired not long ago, only for it to be reduced to this state once again. Ah! Oh, that sucks. Get back down in my chair. Who would have thought so many things would have happened in the course of just one day? The hitherto silent Dandogate flies above my head once again. Dandelion's smug voice rings out from above me. What an exciting day this was, Commander. Does it remind you of your Griffin days? I can't help but be reminded of them. I reach up to grab the Dandogate above my head, but it nimbly evades my grasp. The Dandogate flies before me and projects Dandelion's face again. He's yawning and stretching lazily. So, were the day's events a coincidence that you arranged too? How could that be? The only coincidence I arranged for you was for you to meet the monsoon at the Zekiro, but then you ended up rewriting the script in your own way. I had nothing to do with the encounter in that underground lab, the fight with Mangi Security, or that girl. Oh, really? Anyway, about that data you found in the underground lab, you learned anything yet? I found a piece of information before we left the range of that signal marker network. As it turns out, there have been a string of missing persons and cultist activity cases filed with the police departments of the various major districts in the nearby satellite cities. So far, I've read through 800 plus reports, over 13,000 pictures, 46 videos, and the material involves over 1,000 people. Right now, I'm trying to analyze similarities and sort them to see if I can find any clues. However, these reports are all highly disorganized, and there are signs of systematic internal tampering in addition to the confusing information. What? So give me a little more time, okay? It's only been half a day. Even I can't digest this all at once. The rest will just have to wait until my connection to the signal marker network is restored. However, there seems to be some similarities between the experiment you found and what HIDE 404 is investigating. Perhaps they might be able to give your lead a follow. I trust you haven't forgotten them yet. How could I ever? Lena assigned you to go pick them up, right? Groza and the others were attacked on the road to get them. They're probably the same people as the ones who attacked 404. That's my guess too. According to the PMC registration database, Mangi Security is supposed to be a small independent company with less than 100 employees to their name. It looks like the Nomfa must have messed up really badly if they managed to overlook a company with this level of equipment and manpower. We'll tell Callan about this afterwards. However, we've been cut off since just now. We can't contact anyone, be they 404 or Lena. The enemy is smart. They knew how to destroy the signal markers. However, I doubt this will pose a problem for 404. You mean... I mean something like this. Dandelion points to the ops room's main terminal. Suddenly, it buzzes with a comms request. I glance at Dandelion, and then I warily put it through. Hey, looks like I finally got through. Man, it sure was hard fixing a signal marker with hardware this old. Man, Glook would have killed me if I didn't fix it. Thinking about it just scares me. For a moment, I'm not sure how to answer. I'm looking down on my face as I listen to the voice on the line. No response? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm connected, right? You haven't forgotten who I am, have you, Commander? There's a brief burst of noise. The video window dissolves into static and then clears up. There's a man with his back to the camera. He seems to be banging on something. A burst of sparks, and then the man throws his wrench aside and slowly turns around. As he does, Man's face is revealed by the cold light of the overhead fluorescent lamps. Wait a minute. Is that you, dear? Dear? I'm not even gonna pretend to remember who he was. And with that, how much we got left? We got 2 levels left, and time for a Bezos break. So we're gonna finish strong. We're gonna finish these, do the supply missions, and then call it good. I will catch you all after the Bezos break. Alright, here we go. Bitter thorns and daisies. A 3rd generation doll costs as much as a skyscraper. Damn! I mean, that means Sextons is really valuable. Very cool. Okay. Let's see what we're in for. Outside the Elmo's windows, a sandy gust of wind speeds through the darkened sky. There are no Elid corpses here or nauseating monsters. The endless sands are as clean as though nothing had ever happened. The helicopter slowly lands on the Elmo. Dolls open the hatch and jump down from the chopper, while Deer follows behind them as he touches down on the Elmo. After receiving Deer's distress signal, Centaureissi took Diane and the others to the beacon station where Deer was. As per our previous comms, I learned that he had come to offer assistance after 404 had gone missing, but by the time he arrived at their location, he found that all the signal markers in the region had been destroyed, and that Mengi's security had seized control of all the roads leading in and out. In the end, he became trapped there. Fortunately, Lena had given him the Elmo's comm code, so he managed to contact us after fixing a signal marker. We didn't encounter any enemies at the signal marker. The helicopter returned to the Elmo after taking Deer aboard. The dolls returned to the repair bay to rest while Deer came by the ops room. I gave him a quick once-over and can't help but feel unfamiliar with his look. What's wrong, Commander? Why are you looking at me like that? Well, it's been a long time since I last saw you. I didn't expect you to grow up like this. Well, I am human after all. Our looks are different from dolls. We grow up fast. Yes, of course I know that. That said, what's more interesting is that you're still helping out Squad 404. There were times when I asked myself, why am I even putting myself through all this crap? But hey, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? And besides, I heard that the Elmo would be helping them out, and I always wanted to take a look around the Elmo. Is this thing really that interesting? Of course it is. After all, it's a cutting-edge IOP product. The final glory of the NSU's heavy industry. A one-of-a-kind model whose like we will never be seen again. Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome. Honestly, you don't even know how valuable this thing is, do you, Commander? All I know is that thanks to its workshop bills, I have trouble just getting enough water to drink as it is. Damn. Hey, you get what you pay for. Would you mind if I upgraded the comm system over here? Be my guest. I step aside and Deer takes out a bunch of strange devices before starting to work on the command console. After some banging and fiddling, I see a screen on the console monitor that I've never seen before. What's this? I upgraded the Elmo's comm system, then also set up a temporary encrypted comms channel. I'm sure there were cases in the past where your transmissions were leaked to the outside world, right? Why do you ask? Lena told me about it. She said that after Miss Kalina found that the Nomfa's comms had been cracked by the others on multiple occasions, she told 404 about it and asked them to improve their signal encryption. Leva felt that relying on an encrypted channel alone was pointless, so not only did she boost the encryption on all their communications, she also installed a honey trap in 404's information systems. Out of context, that sounds so bad. Any visitors who haven't been invited by 404 will receive a special surprise from them. Fortunately, the upgraded technology still hasn't managed to catch that visitor who's turned up so many times before. The encrypted comm channel I set up here is similar to the one Squad 404 is using now. This way, we can ensure better data security between both sides. If that's the case, Kalina had best upgrade on her end too. Well, about that, I don't dare to mess around lightly with the things on Nomfa's end. Although, I think that's where the biggest hole in security is. So you think Nomfa's problematic? Like, it would be strange if a government and organization of that level didn't have loopholes, right? I'll silent for a while and don't respond to Deer's words. In principle, I trust Callan unconditionally, but she's part of the Nomfa, and I can't make up my mind about them right away. After some thought, I decided to change the subject. Ah yes, you were saying that Lena asked you to come over. Yup. Earlier, Klukai mentioned having trouble getting network signal, so Lena sent me over to help troubleshooting things for her. At first, I thought it was just a standard mission, so I took my family helicopter over and paid for transportation and tools myself. Now that I think about it, Klukai really is too stingy. Stingy? Stingy? Stingy. Close enough. So you entered the yellow zone all by yourself? Yep, I'm wearing a yellow jacket. That protects me, right? I deserve that. Well, the danger level for this place wasn't high, and my truck has good specs, so the Viargos had trouble catching up. I thought I could just find a signal marker, drop off an enhanced base station, and be done with it, but it turns out every single signal marker I encountered along the way was completely destroyed. The only one of the internals I could even begin to repair was the last one. After that, I found out that the way out was completely controlled by Mangy forces. I figured that they'd shoot me full of holes first, even if I tried to go back. Luckily, I met you, Commander. Otherwise, I'd been totally screwed. Thanks, though. Deer fiddles with the console interface and rescans for new transmission channels. The moment the rescan finishes, a shining point immediately appears on the screen. What's this? It's a transmission at base station. It's broadcasting right now. Can I connect to it? Yes, do it now. It connects to the transmission. A rapid, loud voice speaks over the channel. 3,762nd Platoon of the 7th Environmental Survey Corps. We have an emergency and need support. I repeat, we need support. Survey Corps? Aren't those the forces that 404 are working with? Can we communicate with them? No, there's no response. This is an audio clip on a loop broadcast. Can we backtrace his signal then? Sure we can. Alright, location confirmed. They're not far away. I pick up my terminal and contact Centaureissi. Master? Centaureissi, I have a new assignment for you. Get ready to battle alongside with Monsoon Squad and meet in the hangar. Understood. Preparing now. I have Deer send the coordinates to the dolls and look out at the night sky as dark and mysterious as this mission. Might be our break in finding HIDE 404. I'm gonna say hide 404. I know it stands for something, but if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Okay, so we know it is, it's Centaureissi. We got Diane. And, I don't know who else. Let's just throw in Sharkery because she's there. And, Cheetah, because I like Cheetah. No, let's throw in my wife because I like my wife. There we go. Not Cheetah. Cheetah. I feel like Cheetah fits better. I mean, Nemesis didn't take too much damage in the last battle, so I think, yeah, we could. No, Nemesis has been in every battle. Let's let's bring in Dushev Naya, the previous banner, girl. Let's go. Okay. Hold up, before I hit autoplay. What the heck is this? Is this supposed to be water? I hardly know her. What up with the water, yo? I thought it was like smoke. That is some of the funkiest water I've ever seen in a video game, yo. I get that it's a mobile game, but yo, that looks goofy. What is this? Like, bruh. I shouldn't harp too much. The budget didn't go to the water. The budget went on our girls here, and I'm glad it did. Let's not play let's watch the game play itself. That's why we're here. Not to play the game, but to watch the game play itself. There we go. That's where the real game is. Yeah. Also, I just had a realization. That 35% buff from earlier that I was talking about at the beginning of the screen for V1 Centaureissi. Water ugly, but it still got wet. People who like to argue that water isn't wet, it's like people who argue about pineapple on pizza. Like, unironically argue and like try to debate you and call you wrong on it. And I'm like, my respect for you fucking tanks, and I don't want to associate with you anymore. It's that simple. Why do you use your buff after everyone is moved? Please, you are buffing I mean, I get it. We're at least twice the enemy level, so the buffs don't really matter. But it's fine.
Skill issue.
It's an AI skill issue. Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure when I tried the challenge stage, Jesus Christ. That looked terrifying, but that did like 2 damage. He gets to move twice in 1 turn. Ow? Question mark? He's got a double barrel shotgun, but it's a Call of Duty shotgun, so if you're more than 2 units away, it does 0 damage. That's one thing I always hated about Call of Duty shotguns, is that they just fizzle out after point blank range to like do 0 damage. Like, it doesn't even do hit detection after a certain point. And that, it sucks, because I'd at least them do like jack shit worth of damage at distance rather than literally nothing. It really devalues the usefulness of shotguns, even in single player. And it's unfortunately one of the reasons why I prefer submachine guns. Now, there are non-Call of Duty games, such as Skrilling Floor, but actually do shotguns pretty decently. I like shotguns in that game. Unfortunately for me, I still prefer submachine guns. That's just how I operate. Speaking of operations, the helicopter takes off from the Elmo. I decide to head over to the repair bay while waiting for news. I leave the ops room after telling the Dandygate to keep an eye on the Elmo's status and its surroundings. Deer follows me down too. When we enter the repair bay, we see Mei Ling performing the final adjustments on Groza, while the other dolls keep her company. Ah, Commander, you're here. Yep, how are things? Mei Ling said things are okay, but just now, Leader. Oh no, she's dying. Frolic immediately shuts up when she realizes what's going on and pushes Nemesis and Vepley out of the room. Right, we're gonna go check on the rest of the Elmo. You guys have a good chat, Commander. After the dolls leave the room, Groza sits up on the diagnosis tab. Slab. She's on the Uwo slab. Groza, are you alright? Commander, I'm fine. Thank you for sending help. Yeah, things are really close out there. Mei Ling, how's the leader's frame? I was startled when I first saw her, but when I ran my diagnostics, I realized there weren't that many penetrating injuries. For now. Fortunately, most of the wounds weren't caused by shrapnel. While it caused a certain amount of damage to her limbs, we can fix them with replacement parts. That's good to hear. After seeing that Groza's alright, I managed to calm down at last. I step aside to make room for Deer, then introduce him to Groza and Mei Ling. This is Mei Ling. She's the Elmo's chief engineer. Groza is the leader of the Elmo Doll Squad. Deer nods to them. Mei Ling returns the nod, a little timidly. And this is Deer. I guess you could call him 404's... Just call me 404's technician. I'll do everything I can to help you out during the upcoming operation. Nice meeting you. Oh. Alright. Groza nods to Deer. For some reason, Groza seems to be acting strangely. Suddenly, Deer's eyes light up and he excitedly rushes over to the slab behind Groza. Puzzled, I follow his movements with my eyes and see him practically skip over to where Sexton's is lying. Sexton's frame has been badly damaged. Just about all of her exposed skin has been destroyed, and her body is also badly deformed. You even have a third-generation doll? You know this thing's a third-gen doll? Of course I do! This is the latest tech developed by the old Orlog conglomerate. Even the core collaborator companies who are working on it need to wait in line for 6 months just to look at the relevant files. I can't believe you've gotten so rich and powerful after not seeing you for so long, Commander. Oh, I just picked her up by accident. I love this game. By accident? A third-generation doll costs as much as a skyscraper. And that's just the financial cost alone. This is the sort of problem you can solve. This isn't the sort of problem you can solve with money. Well, it's a long story. We fought her during a previous mission, and then she suddenly showed up near the Elmo. We dragged her on board after we smacked her around for a bit. To think you actually managed to beat a monster of that level. Looks like you've been lying about your combat strength, Commander. Well, not really. There seemed to be something wrong with her when we ran into her. Both her perceptions and memories were confused. Maybe you could help me take a look at her. Happy to help. Still, in her current state, well, the materials for repairing her could cost an astronomical sum. I coughed to hide my awkwardness. Is there a cheap way to do it? Cost aside, the main problem is that my understanding of third-generation dolls is surface level at best. Frankly speaking, I don't have much confidence in doing it. Well, you've got a chance now. Yeah, I think so too. Well, since I got a chance to take a crack at this, don't mind if I do. Deer pulls out his toolbox and produces a plethora of instruments I've never seen before. After plugging all manner of cables into Sexton's access ports, Deer's instruments begin to flash and make noise. A mess in there. Junk code and bad sectors everywhere. Her brain was pretty much mush when we found her. Upon seeing that we're discussing Sextons, Mei Ling helps Groza off her slab and walks over to me. I'd like to access Sexton's access ports. Not really, yeah, you're not into Sextons. I like Sextons, but I'm really curious what's gonna happen to her. And she was like my favorite villain, but now it's like, damn. Ah, while you weren't around, Leader tried hacking into her neural cloud to gather information. Why did you take that risk? Her firewalls were down, so I judged that hacking into her would not pose any risks. See. Oh, did you make any progress? I'd like her if there was more of her to... She's a third generation doll. Third generation, my guy. Come on. Her neural cloud was a mess when I hacked in. I guess that it was severely damaged by a fusion experiment. I tried connecting to her level 3 base layer and learned some things. Apparently, someone ran an experiment on her and deliberately destroyed her. However, her internal flyers were too badly damaged, and I couldn't make out many details. I see. Dear, I need the information in her neural cloud. Please help me fix her neural cloud as best you can. Why don't you ask for the moon too while you're at it? Deer takes out another little electronic device and hooks it up to several small cables from Sexton's head. After a while, the connections crackle and throw off sparks, even setting the device Deer is holding on fire. Short circuit. How is it? Like what Leader Groza said. Someone wrecked this third generation doll's neural cloud, almost to the point of complete destruction. Whoever did it targeted all the vital and irrecoverable parts of the neural cloud. This means Sexton's is dead. No. I mean, yes, but no. See, although her frame structure is still largely intact, it's almost inoperable. Kinda like if a neurosurgeon went and severed linkages in a human brain. There aren't many destroyed nodes, but the neural cloud module is pretty much a write-off. Damn. Also, it seems her body... Here narrows his eyes and carefully studies an almost destroyed portion of Sexton's epidermal layer. Something wrong? No. Still, how would anyone make a doll frame out of this? Pretty imaginative, I have to say. Is there any material you haven't seen before? Well, it's not like I haven't seen it before. Guess that I never thought anyone would make a frame out of it. Get to the point, what is it? Deer thinks for a moment, then reaches into his toolbox and takes out something that looks like a microscope. He looks for a place on Sexton's body, then sets it up and calls me over. Here, Commander, take a look. What's this? Looks like some kind of biological tissue. Or rather, some kind of cells? Looks like someone was trying to fuse this doll's frame materials with some kind of cell. That's a little surprising. The cells don't look very active. Looks like the fusion didn't work. I think about what Deer is saying, and I suddenly sense something staring at me. I turn around, I suddenly notice a little figure standing in the doorway. There is the pitter-patter of footsteps, and then Colfine appears from the doorway as well, grabbing the arm of the little figure. Melanie, what are you doing here? There's something here. Melanie? On hearing my words, Melanie reflexively backs away. Oh, you adopted a daughter as well? Look, it's a really long story. Hi. Hello, Melanie. Melanie backs away even further. Do I really look that scary? Rank complete 65 overhead squat. Jesus Christ! That... Sir! Sit your ass down, get yourself a water. That's a lot of overhead and wide squats. Good lord. That... I applaud that. That's a lot. Holy shit. You guys hear me dying on stream when I have to do like that many. I've always had strong legs. That's the thing. I don't have strong legs. So when I'm doing those, imagine if your leg strength had like half the strength and you were doing those on stream at the difficulty that I've been doing it at. It's like, I really push myself for those, and I'd like to think it pays off. Dolphin, what were the results of her checkup? Your thighs feel rock hard? That's not the only thing that's rock hard. Refuses to elaborate. Melanie's vital signs are all stable. Too stable, in fact. Set to 17? Holy shit, mine's at like 21, so we're roughly close. Melanie ignores the exchange between Coldfield and me. She raises her hand and points to the doll behind me before addressing me directly. I want to see that doll. That doll? I point to Sexton's. You mean her? Melanie nods. Sure, I guess. Melanie approaches us. Suddenly, a chill runs down my spine and my hand reflexively reaches for the gun at my waist. Upon realizing what I'm doing, I quickly turn aside so she doesn't see me and fold my arms across my chest. Walks up to Sexton's and looks her up and down. Finally, her gaze settles on the position where we discovered the signs of cellular fusion. I knew it. Knew what? Have you seen her before? Not this one. But he looks a lot like the ones I saw before. He also has seen signs of this fusion. Melanie's words make me stiffen up. You know what these signs of fusion are? They're from Boojum extracts. They show signs like this after fusion. In a few, I'll be doing some sit-ups. Bruh. Okay, fair. Mine give me strain. With the ab workouts and Ring Fit, yeah. Boojum cell structures? Hang on. Cell activity has suddenly increased. Deer quickly checks on Sexton's condition. Rosa walks up in front of me and reflexively takes up a defensive position, while Golfing pulls Mei-Ling and Melanie away. Man's pushing himself on a Friday so we can cheese collab, let's go! Oh wait, you're not in my cheese collab. Be careful, Commander. Logically speaking, the chance of her self-repairing like this should be vanishingly low, but the characteristics of Boojum cells might actually end up coming into play here. Self-repair, huh? So a doll who can self-repair. Third gen doll at that. Well, that's fascinating. Looks like she's recovering faster than expected. Uh-oh. Her neural codes rebooting. The bad sectors are actually accepting connections. Deer stares incredulously at the instrument he's holding, while Groza warily raises a gun and points it at Sexton's while shouting to Coldfield. Get Mei-Ling and that girl out of here! Okay! Coldfield drags Mei-Ling and Melanie outside. Melanie keeps looking back as she goes. After Coldfield closes the door behind her, I turn my attention to Sexton's. Can you repair her NeuroCloud backup logs while we're at it? Doing it right now! Reboot. Successful. Local neuron cloud at backup. Activated. Backup failed. Reboot. Successful. Local neural cloud backup activated. Now connecting to remote database. Remote database connection. Failed. Rebooting in local mode. System online. Now loading affiliation data. Affiliation ID. Failed. Sexton opens her eyes, but remains still. He looks at me, her eyes filled with confusion. I have so many mixed feelings right now. Like, because I was really invested in the main story when she's like a villain, seeing her like this and reminded that like she's a doll and that her neural cloud can be messed up like this, as well as not exactly knowing all of her background, like, this is real mystery gamers here. Are you my master? Oh my god. It's Fate Stay Night all over again. Your master? Sexton walks toward me and extends a hand. I reflexively reach out to take it, but Groza blocks me. Commander, she poses a huge threat. You mustn't lower your guard. He quickly works on his instruments, and then he suddenly chuckles. Commander, looks like you might actually become her new master. What do you mean? Well, her affiliation and authorization data have been completely cleared out, and her systems are back to their default state. If you like, you can take ownership of her. Oh! Donadu, stop wilding. What the hell? Show you a huge threat on a cheese collab, man? Does that mean anything? Of course it does. That way, you can easily retrieve those neural clouds logs if you wanted. I mean, the only human here who can do this is you, right, Commander? I glance at Groza. She doesn't look at me. Her gun is still trained on sextants. If it will aid your mission, then you should assume ownership of her. Oh. Oh, she's not jealous at all. I nod, and Deer immediately begins tapping away on his touchscreen. Sexton's eyes briefly flash. Soon, Deer puts his instruments down and confidently addresses me. Done. She won't regard you as enemies anymore, and her neural cloud is reconstructing itself. Also, I found something neat. Something neat? She has an IFF key in her database. You know what that means? He's saying that anything the key regards as friendly is actually an enemy to us? That's right. See, all the combat logs from nearby have been transmitted to her neural cloud. My guess is that these friendly coordinates show the movement of Mangy's security forces. There's no other PMC with so many guys in this shitty part of the yellow zone. So the 3rd gen dolls are also linked to Mangy's security. I mean, that much is obvious, right? 3rd gen dolls were the product of the conglomerate to begin with. Yeah. So, if we have more precise location for the Hide 404, we can use sextants to backtrace them through Mangy's security positions. I nod, then my terminal suddenly rings. Commander, do you read me? Loud and clear, go ahead. We found those coordinates, and we ran into a small detachment of Mangy's security personnel. They were few in number, and we already eliminated them. We found a couple of Survey Corps troopers during the firefight. One perished, and the other is very badly wounded. Can you send him back to the Elmo for treatment? His wounds are severe, and we cannot move him easily. Miss Diane is administering first aid, but... Diane, what's that trooper's condition? His bleeding isn't stopping. At this rate, he won't last long. Are you dolls? Let me speak with your commander. Master, patch him in. Will do. We're from 3762nd Platoon, the 7th Environmental Survey Corps. We're bounty hunters who were passing by and picked up your distress signal. Can you tell me what happened to you? Thank you. While carrying out our mission, we encountered many elites and enemies from an unknown faction. They destroyed all the signal markers nearby. I knew it. While we were setting up a signal base station, we were attacked by mercenaries from Mangy Security. Our mission can't end with us. For the sake of our brothers! Please stay still. You're in critical condition. Right now, I'm conscripting your dolls in the name of the 7th Survey Corps. Please head to our position and provide backup. Our main force has been surrounded. If you help, I'm sure the 1st Sergeant will reward you well. Understood. We'll help you. Thank you. Hang in there. Don't give up. Remember, you promised. Commander, he's not breathing. Centaureissi, please bury them. Let them rest in peace. Also, bring their dog tags back to the Elmo. Alright. I end the transmission and sigh heavily. Guess that things would turn out this way. I can't feel a little sad for those soldiers. Dear, you said Hide 404 was accompanying the Survey Corps, right? That's what Kuklai said, yes. So the base station they struggled to build should be nearby. Have sextants prepare to backtrace them. Groza, take our remaining dolls. Use sextants as a guide to find Hide 404. Understood. We have to find them. We can't waste what those soldiers spent their lives to protect. Damn. And with that, we are now at the apotheosis, the climax of the story. The last hurrah, the final level, the unfitting calm cafe music. The most important thing now is to rebuild relationships. Where's the boss back? Oh, I got a shirt. Unlock. Okay. Is this a... I don't know what this is. But we'll find out when we unlock it. Sex, climax, I get it, yeah. Yeah. Let's end this. We hurry back to the ops room. Deer heads to the comms hub and begins connecting the equipment. Can you find 404's location with the base station? I'm trying, but my guess is that it's not too likely. The base station might be mil-spec hardware, but Magni Security already knows it exists, so in addition to sending people to destroy it, they'll increase their efforts in jamming its signal. The communication sub emits a signal lost tone, validating Deer's thinking. Didn't work, like expected. Still, there might be hope if we can use sextants to help. Hang on. Deer crawls under the command terminal and begins installing some extra equipment. Meanwhile, I use this time to contact Centaureissi. Centaureissi, how are things now? We've buried the soldiers. The base station seems to be running normally. Right. Spread out and establish a defense line. Now that Mengi knows they failed, they'll send more people over to counterattack. We must ensure the base station is secure. Understood. Master, we won't disappoint you. Deer emerges under the command terminal and taps several locations over the touchscreen, whereupon their menus begin to change. Right. I copied over the frequency settings from the military base station. This way, the Elmo can use it as a relay to search for nearby Mengi security signals. Well done. Rosa, do you read me? Go ahead, Damn it, I'm hiccuping. Go ahead, Commander. Connect to Sexton's level 2 and see if you can find any treasure. Got it, working now. Rosa ends the transmission. Soon, Sexton's IFF key is transmitted to the Elmo systems. This military base station has great coverage. Now for the nearby signal traces. Ugh. What's wrong? The good news is that this IFF key is really effective. It's picking up traces of every single position Magni forces have been to. Bad news is, it's picking up traces of every single position Magni forces have been to. So they're all over the map. I look at the map after signal analysis has been done. Surroundings are covered in red dots. Looks like they really were earning their paychecks. Let's think about this from a different angle. Look for signal traces belonging to the highest ranked contacts among these. Here gets my meaning. He nods and immediately begins working on the task. Got it. There are two sets of signal traces corresponding to highly encrypted wavelengths. The first was active between half a month to 1 day ago, while the other suddenly appeared a day ago. Like we found them. Can we try to pinpoint the signal location? One moment. Nope. Looks like they're using a different communications network from the rest of Magni Security. We can't obtain their exact location with Sexton's permissions. However, if we can use Sexton's permissions to connect to that network and crack their firewall, we might be able to see their location. That said, it'll probably take a full day to crack it with the Elmo's current equipment. Well, we'll have to start by trying to crack it. Here begins his work. Like he said, the progress bar on the monitor is crawling along. Think into thought. Then I suddenly think of something and look toward the Dandegate. Hey, Dandelion, isn't cracking your forte? You're terrible, Commander. You only want me for my cryptanalysis. It's enough to make me cry. I'm sorry. Can you help us out? Well, like that boy said, the Elmo's systems don't support cracking. As for me, my processing power is limited to that of this tiny Dandegate. Have you forgotten that all the signal markers are destroyed and my connection to the outside world has been severed? Commander, look at this! He suddenly exclaims, and I look at the command terminal screen. The opposition signal's security level has suddenly fallen. Deer begins tapping on the screen before I can tell him to. Wait, they voluntarily lowered their own security level? There's a chance now. They lowered it? Did they encounter 404? So they lowered their security level to be compatible with 404's security channels? That means we don't have much time to do this, given our current speed. Progress bar visibly picks up speed, but the estimated completion time shows that the operations will still take close to an hour to finish. Damn it, we're still too slow. The Dandegate flies up to the screen and its mono eye flashes. Then Dandelion projects her image and smiles smugly as she speaks to me. Well, if they've lowered their security to this level, I might be able to do something about it. However, I can't handle an encrypted signal of this level alone. Tell me what you need. You know me so well, Commander. Can I borrow those cute little dolls of yours? Not gonna do anything dangerous, are you? Relax. I'll return them all in one piece after I'm done. I'll set myself up as the relay, so even if the offensive barriers trigger, I'll be the only one to melt down. Well, have I allayed your concerns? I eye the Dandegate dubiously, then contact Groza. Soon, processing power reaches the command system. The Dandegate perches on the command terminal and begins to work. Like there were offensive barriers after all. Time for me to show what I can do. Everyone, I need you to focus your forces on the weakest part of the enemy protocol. I'll assist you from the outside and keep you from being contaminated by the enemy data. If you're ready, then let's go. Well, since this is a really important mission and everyone's here, let's bust out our A-team. A-team, go! Leave no survivors. Survivor? I hardly know her. Okay, wait, what are the objectives? Oh, basic objectives, very cool. The last level of the event, and it's not even a boss battle. This is fine, actually. I'm pretty sure there might be a boss battle. It's an elite battle, so it might as well be a boss battle, but it's not like a large boss battle, like in the past. I turned the volume down. Why is the volume, like, at level with... Ah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't feel like... The volume adjustments are finicky. Certain sounds are, like, inconsistently louder than others. Like the gun clicks and stuff. But don't worry about it. I'll fix it in post. Even though I can't fix it in post, don't worry about it. It's a skill issue on their volume adjustments. Right now, all the volume adjustments are turned down. It's okay. Lately, I've been really conscious of my own volume settings because freaking every streamer ever is struggling with volume settings. And I try not to do that. I'm very conscious of my audio balancing levels. And there have been Girls Frontline streams that I've done that have had absolutely dismal audio balancing where you can't even hear the game. I'm back. Did 20 sit-ups, my current limit before failure, and a few push-ups as well. I do the push-up and sit-ups each ring day as well. This man's becoming One Punch Man. You keep that up and you're literally gonna become John One Punch Man. Like, I'm not even kidding. How did that not kill? Oh, because that killed. It was the counter attack. Very cool. There's only one enemy left. Get him, Wawa. Currently got the AC blasting to cool down. Be careful with that, actually. Don't dehydrate yourself with the AC. Like, definitely keep your water going. Keep the water intake flowing. You're gonna want that. Don't overdo the AC, but definitely enjoy it. Hacker voice, we're in. Connect to the channel. The system indicates that the cracking was successful, and DR begins eavesdropping on them. With some crackling noises, a couple of voices are clearly audible on the channel. I'm here now. Belka, destroy the amplifier. 404, cut all comms now! That's Klukai's voice. But they've encountered each other already. What should we do? Should we contact 404? Need too much water? Oh, okay. I, don't drink water at all. No can do. They've gone silent, and using a magnet's frequency to establish comms would be too risky. We obtained their position from the transmission just now. Sure can. Right, send it to Groza. Groza, we've got an approximate location for 404. Sending it over now. Head there ASAP. Also, take Sextons with you. Use her to correct your course along the way. Must we? She can perform course corrections from aboard the Elmo. The opposition's permissions outrank Sexton's, so I might be another third-gen doll. Right now, she's affiliated with the Elmo, so having some extra fighting power will help with the upcoming op. Understood. I'll leave Nemesis and Coldfiend here to defend the Elmo. Everyone else will go help hide 404. Roger that. I'm counting on you. Rosa ends the transmission and prepares to head out. As for me, I pause to think before sending a transmission to Centaureissi. Centaureissi, sit rep. The enemy has attempted 2 counterattacks. We've repulsed them both. They might continue to try and seize this location. Abandon the base station and return to the Elmo. Just like that, Master? Mangi will lower the guard once we abandon the base station. However, think for a moment. For that, send one last message from it. What kind of message? Use Morse code and broadcast in clear text. Where are you? Alright, I will do so now. Soon, Groza's jeep leaves the Elmo and races off into the distance. Meanwhile, a series of long and short tones repeat through my earpiece, and I pray that they will convey adequate hope. On, you have to make it. No, you can't just end the event on a cliffhanger. What the fuck? No! I have to wait 3 weeks for the next part? I hate this game! Let's claim our rewards. This is fine. Okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna change my plans though. We're gonna ring fit 5 days and do sit-ups and dumbbell on Saturday, Sunday. Then to get ring fit and supplemental on month through 5 with the weekend being rest. That's a good plan, honestly. Alright, the enemies are getting slightly stronger, but it's okay. I'm sure all allied ages survive. You know what? I'm gonna take point in these missions. I need to make sure the ages survive. Wait. If I just send my dolls in, they'll just kill everyone. This is fine. It's prank him, John. I'm pretty sure this auto battle should work. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna be sad. I know the third one won't work because there's like special things that are required. Thanks to 2K's warning. However, with this, these supplies, and the cafe management, I do like how the cafe's management game is passive and periodic. I do like myself some just passive management things. Also, beating Drago leveled me up again to unlock overhead ring circles. I'd have better core workout soon. Hey! I have a really weak core, actually. Surprisingly, despite all, like, riding a motorcycle, which requires core strength. But, yeah, core workouts destroy me, and I'm weak. I put all my points into PSI, okay? My psychic powers are what carry me, and that's just it. Oh no, the bear is gonna attack. Oh, uh-oh. Don't move there. You're gonna get hit by the bear. Please. It's okay. Bonk. I hope there better not be a fucking one-hit kill. It was a one-hit kill. But not for me! I have like no muscle. Welcome in, Tui. We're doing the challenge levels and yapping. We're in yap mode now because the game's on autoplay. We're like this. You missed the story. You missed the story. They left us on a cliffhanger. I can't believe they've done this. But they've done this. I have some muscle, but it's all working muscle due to over 10 years of blue-collar work. Damn. Been here for 1 minute. Wow. The story ended more than 1 minute ago. I can't believe you've done this. Hates me. Hates me. Can't believe this. Even though I can totally believe. I heard you upset about the cliffhanger. Yeah. I hates me. Absolutely hates me. Can't believe it. Some people, I swear. In any case, did they really wait an entire turn just to spawn in more enemies? Very cool. This is the video game of all time. And after we complete these challenge levels, that's it for the event. So now I get to unload all of my yap. I believe I mentioned earlier I canceled my Boxu subscription. Boxu, for those who don't know, is a Japanese snack service, a monthly subscription service where they mail you an authentic, real Japanese snack box to your doorstep every month. And I've been doing it for like 2 years, and I decided to cancel my subscription for several reasons. One, I have like 3 or 2.5 Boxus. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. That's one of the reasons, is because it's expensive and I want to start spending money on other things. My dumbass, possibly autistic brain is getting expensive hobbies, and I just wish I had cheaper hobbies, god damn it. Also, I have more than enough Boxu snacks just waiting to be opened. I have like 2 Boxus and like I can't even keep up with them because I don't eat much. And it's just me. Lamau, get hit, but get shielded because you're dumb. And weak because you're low-level enemies, Lamau. So yeah, I canceled my subscription. Something tells me I'm not gonna get the rest of my prepaid Boxus, but I don't care. I don't care because I don't want them to go bad, because by the time I get to them, they might go bad. But it's fine. I did enjoy it while I enjoyed it. Like, I was like, oh yeah, Japanese snacks, but I've been doing it for 2 years, and it's all like, oh. A lot of the snacks I've had before, too. And that, while it is an annual thing, it's all like, yeah, I remember having these at this time last year. It kind of loses its novelty. Does it really take you that long to get them? Get to them? Yes. Recall my caffeinated collab, where I sat there for the whole 5-hour stream with a full plate of breakfast, and I took like 3 bites in 5 hours. I don't eat fast. I eat quite slow. Collect all supply boxes. Okay, this is the one where I actually need to play the game. Okay. Diane's gonna be really good on this map. Wawa, not so much. Wawa will be fine. Access the data stream. Collect the data. Okay. You go there. You bonk. You can probably just run up and collect there. That's fine. And then you can run forward. Okay, I actually have to play the game, damn it. This sucks. I'm playing a video game on Twitch. This, I can't believe they've done this. Alright. Bonk. Now, I probably didn't need to do that. But it's fine. This allows you... Actually, this allows you to go sicko mode. Let's fucking go. Oh my god, am I gonna combo these? Yo, I could totally combo these. What is this? Increases damage by 20%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That won't be able to attack. Let's continue going sicko mode. I call it sicko mode because I don't think I've ever gotten to use Ulrid's triple attack in 1 turn until now. And her... Oh, sweet. I can still grab the EMO refill. And... smack. Get fucking smacked. I get to attack 3 times in 1 turn, mofo. Grab this. Very cool. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Let's go. Point blank. Expensive hobbies, which ones? Cardboard crack, Magic the Gathering, plastic crack, pew pew crack. Spoiler alert, it is in the same vein of pew pew crack. But not actual pew pew crack. It's, don't worry about it. It all will be revealed in time. Eventually, TM. I don't want to spill all my secrets just yet. Just know that I have some plans. And the only hints I've given towards those plans is the fact that I have updated my throne. And that's it. If you're curious, I've updated my throne. And that's it. That's the only hint you're getting. So it like totally is, but totally isn't your fault, Airsoft. It totally is your fucking fault. I blame you, Core. And here's the thing. Some people have joked, but it's not even a joke. It can get more expensive than actual guns. Which I think is funny as hell. What do you mean I didn't collect all the fucking supply boxes? Where's the other one? The fuck's the supply box? I collected that shit. Maybe if we kill all the enemies, more will spawn. Or if we collect these. I'm pretty sure if we collect one of those, we just win. But where the hell are the supply boxes? We still have enough turns to get it done. Right, I don't need to be cautious because the enemies are so lower level. Lower? I hardly know her. Hate this. I am once again asking myself, why am I like this? Oh, sweet, and you can just stop right before the extraction point because you're cool like that. And you can just do this. That's a kill. I want to kill all the enemies just to make sure. Oh, we have to tap into all of them, so this is fine, actually. Okay. Cool. So mission's not over. I can do auto this now. Just kidding. He just ults. Very cool. So while I do have Suomi's alt outfit, I actually prefer her winter outfit, her default outfit. I like it more. But in the dorm, I like her other outfit more. So I'm still getting my money's worth. Don't worry. Also, another thing. I actually looked into the differences between the PPSH 41 and the Suomi KP31. And I am now able to say I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference between them. It is a subtle difference. It was like playing I Spy, but I did it. I was able to do it. God! I'm just not quick enough. Autoplay it. Fuck it. Get to the objective. The dolls don't know what to do. They need me to guide them to the objective. This is fine. This is fine, actually. Okay. The only no kill? Yeah, I see that. I see that now. I'm just gonna make triple damn sure that there are no more interactables. There are no more boxes on. Like, we're good. Wait, what the hell are you? Okay. Ulrich just wants to be in the corner. That's fine. That's fine. This is fine. This is okay. See? We're still gonna win. We got this. And I'm just gonna have Suomi do it. Get your steps in, Suomi. There we go. Very cool. I win. I win. I win. So I do have her sword kitted out with attachments, but because I don't like how the attachments look, I just have her blade look like it regularly does. I do that with nearly all the ultimate weapons, actually. Because the weapon attachments don't always complement the looks of the weapon itself. Eliminate 2 heavy machine gun modules within 5 turns. Okay. I think auto battle can take care of that. I'm pretty sure my A team can handle this. Yeah. Go A team, go. I like, hell, my B team could probably handle this. Oh yeah, I've been holding the line, and by that I mean not splurging on all of my hobbies at once, despite being able to, because financial responsibility is a bitch. Oh, don't waste both your attacks on him. Are you gonna waste your ultimate on an enemy that has like 1 health left? Motherfucker. Okay! You do you! Cool! Cool! That's fine. I'm letting the game play itself. It's a bold strategy. We're over leveled, so it really doesn't matter. But at the same time, please. I love this game. I really do actually love this game, but at the same time, it can be really funny sometimes, okay? Funny as hell. How does that work? I thought... Okay. Oh shit. That's actually really bad. Well, hopefully we don't actually die. Fortunately, Suomi V1 can heal Okay, I would prefer you attack the Ice Goliath, but okay. Yeah, kill that thing. Destroy it. So, the objective was to kill 2 of them in 5 turns. We're on turn 2. And if we just keep going with like 1 kill per turn, we're golden. Except for the fact that you just opened yourself up for a world of hurt. Just kidding. We're gonna freeze them. We're good. I'll be back when I whip up a couple PB&J sandwiches to get some sugars in me. I have mixed relationships with sandwiches, honestly. While I do make one for lunch every day, they're not my preferred food of choice. You're golden. You'd like golden tendies. I'm a fat. I mean, you said it, not me. Tendies nuts. Bonk. Okay. Ouch. Those turrets, they hurt. I want to feed Sabrina some tendies. If literally anybody else said that, it would be considered wholesome. Unfortunately, I know you. Fine. Also, the downside to being a melee unit, trying to kill Goliaths is a pain. Oh wait, and you can do that too. Nice. We got the objective. Press the objective. Get him! Get him, Diane! Yeah! You're all the way back there. That counts. Fuck it. It works. It's a win. So, one thing that I just have to accept is that physically in real life, no girl can have hair like Diane's here. Like the really thick, really long, really nice, not too fluffy, really straight, not quite Hime cut, just really nice. Also, yes, I got her outfit because it has a flower in her hair. Yes, I am aware it's literally the same outfit. Don't at me. I like it. A lot. I am once again about to rant about flowers in hair falling out of fashion. It should have never fallen out of fashion. For real. We need to bring back cute dresses, flower in hair. Stealth program? That's good for Wawa. That's actually really good for Wawa. Okay. What's this do? Turns them into ally units. Ooh, okay. What does this do? Ooh, okay. Fuck it, I'm actually gonna play this one. Coffin, haven't been wearing any stuff in your hair. Lamau, that's a skishy with the highest degree. Jammer, I hardly know her. It's okay. The most I wear in my hair is my headphones, because I got my headphones on right now. My friend has sold me. He took me off of the headset life and moved me onto the expensive headphones and cheap desktop mic life. And honestly, that's working so much better for me. Still here. Wawa can stealth program and take a sniping position here, actually. Very cool. She's stealth. I think that stealth program was more to grab that way up there. I did realize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I ain't reaching that in one turn. You kidding? I hit someone from here. Yeah. That's a bulwark freeze, and that's nearly a kill. Kill seems pretty good. If this crits, it's a kill. Whoa! Go! Spinted! It's a kill. Very cool. I don't even know what that means. It gets the people going. It gets them riled up. It gets them excited. Alright, and we'll do some damage. So this is near the end of the Grills Frontline stream. I hope you've enjoyed. Wow, we're getting machine gun on machine gun violence. Very cool. Now the goal is, eliminate all enemy units. Okay, I just need to kill the elite in 7 turns. That's what the thing was. Bonk! Does that count? Yeah, it breaks the stealth. No! That was not friendly fire. It's okay. They're not gonna last anyway. Okay. We got the soup or diner gates here. Jammer, I hardly know her. I think I might be able to hit. Can I hit him from here? Damn it. Can I hit him from here? That does jack shit. But it's still worth it. I can unload on him next turn. Very cool. Okay. And now we're targeting you. Okay. Up next. Can I can't hit you both. Damn it. Because you barely move, why don't we just freeze you completely? And you're just gonna get a whole bunch of freeze stack debuffs because you're standing on ice. And this also shields all my allies. I want this lantern. If they just make this lantern as a merch, I would get it. You guys know how I am about getting merch. I am weak to merch. Fortunately, I am more resilient to merch than I was before, and that now I will only get merch that I really like. Such as that lantern. I want it. Bonk. Okay. Wait, you can just go behind, smack him. 100% resistant to merch due to having no passion for anything. Wait till you get a passion for something. Passion can ruin people. I've seen it in myself. My passion for Smash is literally what caused the tragedy of Darth Ness 1228 and Smash. That's literally what happened. That's how it works. Fine. Even though it might not be fine, it's fine. Bonk! Oh, wow. That almost killed. Oh, no. Anyway. Bonk! Oh, that's a kill. You know what? Fuck it. Autoplay. We're good. We're good. That's all that we needed. Easy game. Yeah, you worked that hard? Damn. I simply have depression. It crushes your passion. I can relate. But also, as someone who is quite literally clinical major depression, I was going through a major depressive episode at work today, not helped by one of my supervisors kindly chewing me out this morning, but in a constructive manner. But that still set my, first thing I get to work, he really gets on my case about something that was just a misinterpretation, and he couldn't get on my wavelength because, lo and behold, who would have thought having fucking autism makes you unintelligible when you try to be literal? If it says verbatim, this is the serial number. Yeah, but it's supposed to include the serial number and title. And I said, they asked for serial number, I put the serial number. How was I supposed to know they put the title? Because it says right there, even though it doesn't say right there. And I just had I nearly had a fucking breakdown. Because I'm expected to know shit that's not listed. Excuse me. What the fuck? So yeah, I had a pretty bad day. You should have dueled that asshole. I tried. I explained my case very thoroughly, using exact wording. But normal people don't understand exact wording. You need to speak in fucking encryption for them so they can decrypt what's between the lines, because if you say something directly, they're not gonna understand it. He just straight up said he didn't understand what I was saying. I'm all like, is my English not coming out correctly? What the fuck? But yeah, that was my day. Not a good day. But I was looking forward to this. Honestly, this stream saved my fucking day. It really did. I really loved the Girls Frontline stories. I love the events. And then take them out back. What, and give them dinner? Farmer's Market has a damn good jam called Bear Jam. Ooh, Bear is an acronym for blackberry, elderberry, apple, and raspberry. Wow! That sounds fancy! That sounds like above my pay grade levels of fancy. Let's get the pink together. Let's get these together. Okay. Let's do this. Very cool. Yo, can we get... Yeah! Wait, that's it. That's it. That's the game. You don't have a gift for us, but you do have a bright smile. I would have asked where does it say to put the title. I did ask that! And he pointed to the label and it didn't ask that. I was supposed to infer, but he immediately followed up with, I can't afford to make assumptions in this line of work. And I'm like, I didn't fight it. Like, you're contradicting yourself, but fuck it. It's whatever. It's the weekend. I don't have to worry about it till Monday. And Springfield's nice. Let's head back to my room. Oh man. So yeah, work horror stories. Yeah, that sounds like hella contradictory. That's the case with pedantic work like I have to do. Give him some cupcakes with laxatives, it won't work. He's on a diet. It's fine. But it was frustrating, honestly. Many such cases. There are so many times in life, I'm fucking sick of it, honestly, but there's so many times in life that I feel like I'm just misunderstood because people just don't want to listen to what I have to say. That's how I feel a lot of the times. Like, people don't listen to what I have to say. And in times like that, I'm just like, nah. I just stop talking. Like, if you're not gonna listen to me, there's literally no reason for me to fucking speak. And I'm gonna pretend to listen to you, and hopefully we don't have to interact. But since I work directly with him, as well as directly below him, as I report to him on a lot of things, I don't have that luxury. So the best I can do is just fucking take it. I already brought to my head boss his behavior, because he is not nice. And not in a healthy workplace kind of way either. And I pointed out some things that went against the verbatim when it goes against employee code of conduct. And I just brought them up to my boss, and whatever happens, happens. And that's it. You guys are throwing really suggestive, really violent, brutal, and awful, like... Guys, am I the only person that tries to avoid violence? Like, okay. Maybe I've gone too soft. Maybe that's just part of my personal reform, was getting too soft or something like that. It's fine. I got nothing. Who can we raid? Who's online? Let me check. Oh, Resta's on. We haven't raided her in a while. Let's add a Resta. So, raid Resta Makrabe. So, she's just chatting. Resta's the friend that I made at Offkai. She has really big plans. Ooh, she's using her full body model today. With the full movement. She can dance. I think violence don't usually act on it. I try to avoid that, honestly. In any case, let's also go say hi to Resta. She seems to be winning son. And with that, I will catch you all tomorrow morning for a cheese collab. It is gonna be a wild one. It's a violence that stems from, I'll take a lot of shit, but if somebody fucks with people I like, it's on. I handle those on a case-by-case basis. But yeah, I've basically turned myself, I've completely reformed how I handle a lot of situations. And it's still a work in progress. In any case, thank you all so much for coming to stream today. That was a lot of fun, honestly. That made my day, the event, even if it ended on a cliffhanger. But I will catch you all tomorrow for cheese.